In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages. If anything that you learn from me, from this show, from these boys, it's okay to die by snoo.
Well, we don't disagree. That man, chuckling in the background, is the last standing Samoan, Big Rig Nick Utam.
Don't worry, I have it written in my will. If I die by snooze, I do not revive. So we're good to go.
That's sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to do it.
Your wishes will be honored. Don't worry. We got your back. And finally, say hello to American Ramrod, Kendo Slice.
I would like to come up with something witty and entertaining, but I've had my face buried in books about, projects and curriculum for the last 48 hours, and I think my brain has died.
Well, that's okay, Kendo. We'll just play it by ear and we'll let something naturally happen. But folks, welcome into episode 340 of World Class Bullshitters, where we're going to start out by saying hail to the wonderful audience in the chat. People like Miss Ninja Julian, Keely Chow, TLJ Screwjob, Alexander the Great, Shrebbles08, Pick and Save, Anubis T800, Libra Wolf, Dirk McGurkelstein, and a whole lot more, including Zach Z, Enrique Vasquez, and let's see, Theo McGregor. There you go. That's a good way to close it out. So, folks, like I always say on the High Council, hail to everybody. But if I kept saying hail to everyone who entered the show, that's all we'd be doing the entire time. We'll save that for Good Morning Pop Culture. Be on the lookout for that in the future. Well, folks, tonight we have a big show planned for you ahead. First up, we're going to be talking about Alec Baldwin. We've been covering this since it happened. Alec Baldwin allegedly shot somebody on my birthday, which happens to be the channel's birthday. So this year, when we were celebrating an anniversary episode, this news broke. So now that we have an update, we're going to cover it. But that's not the full show. Don't worry. By the way, if you've been on the internet, you've probably seen this picture of a lady cop that's been popping up. We're going to talk about who she is and give you our thoughts. Yep, on Ho-Cop. Oh, God, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to be talking about that bitch Carol Baskin, Mark Hamill Joker, Tron 3, and a whole lot more. And tonight, folks, we can announce it now because we wanted to do it last week as a surprise, but this week we will have it at the end of the show. We're bringing back a WCBs favorite. Folks, tonight, join us for a very dramatic reading of My Immortal. So that is how we're going to close out the show over the next few weeks. So if you don't know what My Immortal is, don't look it up. Just be surprised. Just let yourself have My Immortal wash itself all over you. Just drown in the beauty that is Ebony, Dementia, Darkness, Raven, Way. And you'll be better on the other side for it. But we have a show to get to before we get to our friend Inobi. Folks, we are just a few short days away, like 8 days away, 9 days away if I could actually count, from the Royal Rumble, WWE's first show of the year in terms of premium live events. This year it's going to be live from some other city that's not Los Angeles, or any of the other cities that we all frequent, and so we'll be watching it here on the channel, which means drunk watch party. So folks, join us next Saturday night. We'll be going live at what? The Rumble goes live at 7:30, guys, or is it 7 o'clock this year?
I think 7:30.
Yeah. So 7:30. We'll go live when the Rumble goes live, so you guys can join us. This year we're gonna keep it on topic. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna be giving you some of our favorite Royal Rumble memories and a whole lot more. But join us next week. That'll be 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, only on World Class Bullshitters. So folks, be prepared because we'll be drinking. Darian217 sent us some drinking stream money, or some super chat drinking money on another stream that we've been saving. And it hasn't been building interest, luckily, but it is a large amount. So we're going to be starting out chugging beer. So if you want a sloppy, fun show, you know what to do. Join us. Always join our drunk watch parties. Now, the reason we're going to tell you so much about our drunk watch party is it's the road to WrestleMania, which means meetup out here. So, folks, between March 31st and April 2nd, we're going to be doing meetups. We'll have, I meant to say on the 30th through April 2nd, we're going to be having some meetups. We will be making more announcements starting next week. We talked to our friend Echo Base Network, Nick. He's going to try to make it out to the meetup as well. So I believe one listener had dropped a mention to Anna, that Star Wars girl, and she had mentioned something about wanting to know more. So we have a little more to know now. And I'll work my magic behind the scenes to get as many creators together to hang out. We'll figure out what we're going to do. I think we should do a group collector's trip. Maybe go to some movie locations. And then WrestleMania. Now, folks, the WrestleMania stuff is independent from the fan meetup stuff. So if you want to hang out with some of your favorite creators and get to meet other fans in the community, don't worry. You don't have to like wrestling. It's not going to be, to go to lunch, you got to know what The Rock is cooking. Nah, it's cool. It's for everybody. Just join us March 30th through April 2nd. TBD on all the fun. But, like we said, it's going to be fun. So we're caught up. It's time to start talking about tonight's topics. Now, Kendo, you had something that you brought to my attention earlier this week. You had told us about a show that was getting a revival, a reboot, and you took it upon yourself to give us a review. So, Kendo, what were your thoughts on the new Night Court from NBC?
Actually pretty positive. I was hesitant going into it just because I'm a big fan of the original iteration of the show. So based on the way things have been going in entertainment for the last few years, I had my reservations, but I'm like, they got Dan Fielding, so John Larroquette is back. We'll see what he can do. That's a good start. Melissa Rao is fine. I don't find her to be, bad in any way. It helps that she's nice to look at. And the rest of the cast seems okay. There wasn't anything overly woke about it. That was the first thing that surprised me. The story of it is essentially that Judge Harold T. Stone, rest his soul, has passed on to the courtroom in the sky, and his daughter is fulfilling her dream and carrying on his legacy by moving from being a judge in upstate New York to cover and take over the judging of the Night Court. And the lady on the far left there is new marquee post, but she's the prosecutor in this one because Dan Fielding is the public defender. So there's a bit of a switch there. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, especially if you know Dan from his times as the ADA when he was, prosecuting at Night Court. The dude there, the taller looking guy, that is not Cummy Knobjobby. No, this guy is not on the gas. But he is Mac, so he's new Mac. He hates his job. They haven't really got into it. And the lady on the end is the bailiff, and that's the only character all right. New Mac doesn't act like Mac at all. He's just, Mac was a cut up. He'd be witty and fun and all that stuff and be a good counsel to Judge Stone. He just kind of hates his job. The lady on the end, I cannot remember her name on the show, but she tries really hard to be kind of like Marquis Post without pulling it off, but she's not insufferably bad yet. The bailiff lady on the end, she's trying to be Bull and Roz at the same time. So, if you look at her, you're like, okay, she's got the build of Marsha Warfield in the show. Okay, so she's clearly taking over the Roz role. And instead of kind of just being, a bit gruff and no nonsense, but actually has, a heart of gold underneath that veneer, she tries to be funny, but the way Bull could pull off the humor was very deadpan and quirky. So she's trying to be quirky and gruff at the same time. So unfortunately, it's not working yet, but we'll see with next week's episode. So far, I'm not too, like I said, I'm in it. I want to see where it goes. Essentially, Judge Stone, it's kind of hard to say that and not see Harry Anderson sitting there, but Judge Stone has taken over the Night Court. The public defender quits. And so while she's going through some stuff of her dad's to put in her dad's old chambers that are now her chambers, like the stuffed armadillo, she finds a pool ball, which brings back a memory of a story that her father told her about Dan Fielding. So she goes to elicit his help and coming back to run night court with her and help it be really successful. So that's where we're at. There's only been 2 episodes so far. They're not releasing it all in one go. It's being released episodic, which I like that. I definitely am not one of those people that has to have all 10 episodes dropped on me right away. I'm willing to wait a week because I'm not an impatient bastard like these kids on their TikTok these days. But overall, yeah, so far I'm in. I just hope that the prosecutor stops trying to be Marquis Post, and I hope the bailiff stops trying to be Roz and Bull at the same time because it doesn't work. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's good. They even explain away some of because the fact that like most of the principal cast is like deceased because it's a 40-year-old TV show. When she goes and finds Dan and asks for his help, and she's like, that's the first person I could think of because most of everybody else is gone, which is true. Marquis Post is dead. Charles Robinson is dead. Harry Anderson is dead. The original 2 bailiffs that aren't Bull Shannon died while the show was going on. So that's, a little bit of a tip of the hat to the previous show without essentially, it's not a reboot. It's more of a sequel series, if that makes sense.
It does. That actually has me feeling more positively towards the show because I don't like reboots or remakes, but I'm very open to the idea of a continuation. Like, there's the 90s show, that 90s show, which just dropped on Netflix. I loved that 70s show because it's a continuation, and I'm reading reviews, and people are saying it's too much of the original cast and not enough of the new cast. I'm on board. Now, when you're in a situation... Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, they have to give you the old cast, so this way you come and watch it because we watched that 70s show. So they have to kind of trick you to come watch it so they can start putting in the new cast slowly as it goes on in the first season there, so this way what's going on. They can't just give you the new cast because if you watch the new cast, you're not going to watch the rest of the show because they're new and you're not going to like it. So,
well, I'm very open to checking this out because Night Court's one of those shows that I liked as a kid, but I didn't necessarily always get every joke because I was little when I would watch Night Court reruns. We're talking 3-4 years old. I would just see them on TV and go, all right, it's a TV show, and kind of laugh. Yeah. But Kendo, when we all rented Camp Kidney and we're watching Night Court, that was a great time, dude.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, as a kid, I watched Night Court. I mean, it debuted when I was like a year old, so I don't remember the early watching it. But by the time I was 5 or 6, I was watching Night Court with my dad each week because he watched Night Court. Him and my mom watched it mainly because Dan Fielding bears a vague physical resemblance to my Uncle John. So that was the main reason why I think they liked it. But I liked it as a kid, and then I'd watch reruns and everything like that. In fact, yesterday, after watching the 2 episodes of Night Court, I pulled up Prime because they've got all the seasons on there with ads off of Freevee, and I watched pretty much the entire first season, which as many reruns as I watched, a lot of those I didn't catch because the first season especially – and a bit of the second season, they didn't usually show that one very often when it was syndicated on afternoon TV and things like that. Usually you got everything from the seasons 3 through 7, which was considered their height. But I'm into it. I like it.
Well, I'm going to give it a watch. I'm going to check it out. I don't really want to see every old show get a continuation, but I know you've liked Night Court a lot. And so your positive word means a lot. So I'm going to give it a watch.
It would have been nice if they made Quantum Leap a continuation, but no, they made it a reboot.
Well, that's because the original guy didn't go home again. What are you going to do?
They could have brought him home.
I'm sure Scott Bakula is free and willing to do anything. I mean, I don't know if he's living in L.A. these days or if he moved back home to Kirkwood, Missouri, or where exactly he's hanging out these days. But I'm sure as hell no that he's not watching probably many Blues games.
Now, folks, one thing I forgot to say 2 things before we got into these topics. Our friend Shrebbles08 sent in a very generous super chat with the word of the day. So, guys, the word of the day is cream pie. Star Wars.
Oh,
Star Wars, The Cream Pie Awakens. My Black Ass presents Dion Green and Hot Cream Pie. How Stella got her cream pie back. There will be cream pie and cream pie forever.
Cream Pie Court.
Can we have
Whole
Seal
nother
sing
show.
the Cream Pie Forever theme song?
shit. That's a theme, all right.
How about Thor loving cream pies?
That'd be a lot better than the movie they made.
Not hard to do, but I agree 100%.
Fistful of cream pie.
Ugh.
Yeah. Tales from the Cream Pie.
Yeah. Hot tub cream pie machine.
That works. That works.
I mean,
That just
you're,
sounds
gonna
like
need, you're gonna need a hazmat suit to clean that shit out, but okay.
Now, folks, speaking of cream pies, let's get this image pulled up real quick to talk about our next segment. Where's
Ah, shit. Dirk McGurkelstein wins. Tu Wong Fu, thanks for the cream pie, Julie Newmar.
Oh my god.
Yep, that's it right there.
Guys, you can stop playing the game. It's over.
Damn.
So, folks, I wanted to make this announcement too. Let me turn on my camera. So last week I did a live stream of me fulfilling books. People liked it, and I said I was going to do another one when I was going to fulfill the next part. So I'm fulfilling these books. I'll be fulfilling more this weekend. Here's the Teanator variant of Tits and Art, and here's the regular cover of Tits and Art. Remember, these books are 11 by 17. I'm just Andre the Giant reincarnated, even though I was born when he was still alive. It doesn't matter. My point is, these are a lot of book. So be prepared, folks. We're going to have another fun stream this week. And there we go. So they're on their way to you right now. Monster 01 already has his copy. A lot of you should, some of you should have your copy right now, and a lot more are you going to have them in the coming days. So be on the lookout, folks. I just wanted to make that announcement right now. So, guys, this show is part of pop culture, and we talk about internet events all the time. And so there's no doubt in my mind that you have all seen this picture pop up.
Cop.
Yeah, Hulk, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the
When you get fired
precinct
because
comes
of
on
her.
you? I don't know.
I like how you both got specific at the exact same time.
Yeah. It just takes a second for the creativity to breathe, Dion.
Yeah, right. Warm up round.
So, I want to know what you guys think about this cop, Megan Hall, the one that's getting reprimanded for banging the whole station. Like,
To be
I just wanna know
fair,
your
most of the station is also getting reprimanded. That part just gets left out because it's not as funny.
Yeah, and apparently her current husband is standing by her side all the way through this.
Bully for him, I would have been packed up and left a long time ago.
Same.
Yeah.
As soon as the first one came out, it wouldn't even matter that there was like 12 others.
Kendo would have left a Wile E. Coyote fucking dust trail. Like,
Yeah. I'm like, I'm
Done.
sorry, what
Ooh.
happened? You fucked the coworker? Oh, okay.
Listen.
I'm leaving, so I will see you later, and my attorney will be in contact with you.
That shit is wild. That is wild. They got a motherfucking swingers club in the goddamn police department.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well, apparently that's what she told all of her fellow officers, which is crazy because knowing men, you wouldn't even have to say I'm in an open marriage. You would just say, hey, let's go. And that's pretty much the green light right there, regardless of your relationship status. So it's like, unless like she's married to like, I don't know, Ken Shamrock in 1998, there's not really many red flags that are going to get waved if, although she right there is the epitome of a conversation Dion and I have had about a certain sideline reporter in the NFL. She's not awful looking, but she's also, it's one of those things, unless it's like 2:00 last call at the bar, you're like, nah, I got better at home.
Oh god. Yeah, and apparently this happened in Tennessee. Tennessee's batting 1,000 as of last year.
Listen,
Dude,
listen.
it's the
They,
state
they,
police
they,
these days.
not the only 10 they seeing down there in fucking Tennessee.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm just saying. Hey, that pun is the least dirtiest thing about this whole conversation.
That's true. That's true.
Also a gross overrating, but okay.
Yeah, that also.
Well, I mean, for Laverne, Tennessee,
Well,
You
let's give the audience some context. So, what is the police girl meme about? Megan Hall's social media trend
Ho
explained.
cop, ho cop.
Yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come? I know. Memes on police officer Megan Hall have taken over social media after she and 6 of her male colleagues were exposed for having sexual affairs at the workplace. Tennessee's Laverne Police Department has since attracted massive attention for its investigators' behavior. Although the police have participated in the encounter have either been fired or temporarily suspended, netizens have been having a field day with trolling Hall for her actions.
Yeah.
Megan Hall, the now former cop at Laverne Police Department, made headlines after she engaged in a sexual relationship with fellow officers while on duty and inside the city-owned property. Hall also allegedly took part in a Girls Gone Wild-themed hot tub party where her something was exposed to coworkers. I don't know what the word is supposed to be. Anyway, in addition, Megan Hall was accused of sending explicit videos and photos to her colleagues. She also allegedly discussed having a three-way with the wife of one of her colleagues, which reportedly never transpired. It's important so that part didn't happen, but everything else did. Okay.
I did like our friend, Mr. Louderback, was like, I don't see what's wrong with this. It's like, you can't do that while you're at work, especially when you're a cop on duty.
Listen. That's the thing is, your job is to save people's lives. So you can't be getting a reach around
Right.
when you're supposed to be preparing for shit to go down. That being said, we all adults.
Mm-hmm.
We all know, some of us are degenerates. Some of us are a little hot in the pants. Some of us are a little exploratory out in this
Projecting going on.
and some of us I'm not projecting. I'm just being. I'm giving people some credit.
We don't need to give this
in the realm of if you're gonna do some wild shit, don't do it at work. Don't fucking do it at work.
Especially on the clock.
It's totally fine, but don't
Make sure if you
when
do
you're
it at
the
work,
in case people. Don't do that.
Make sure if you do it at work, you clock out first. This way, it's not that bad.
Yeah, clock
And
out.
don't do it on school. Don't do it on work property.
School.
Yeah, and even when you're at home, don't get caught. Like, because you're a cop. Like, you gotta think about this shit. Ain't nobody saying that you can't do it. Get your rocks off, man. Everybody deserves to get a nut, but don't fucking get caught. What are you doing?
Now, hold on. There's more.
Oh,
There is
Bang
more
your
to this
coworkers.
story.
That's like a really good thing right there. Is like, you don't dip your pen in the company or get your
Right.
company pens dipped in your ink.
Exhibit some restraint.
Now, hold on, guys. There's more to this.
Of course there is.
Yeah, so it's important to note that while the aforementioned events occurred, Megan Hall was in a marriage to her college sweetheart, Jedediah, a state park
Of course
ranger
his name is
and the
Jedediah.
son of a pastor.
Oh, of course he is.
Officers
But that's
involved.
The other
Hold on.
aspect of this.
Officers involved with Hall claimed that she told them she was an open marriage. However, her husband was reportedly visibly upset when he saw his wife kissing another officer's wife during the party.
It tends to happen.
Yeah, it has since been
We're in an
reported
open
that
relationship. He doesn't know it, but we are.
after the news of the controversy broke, a video of Hall riding a mechanical bull went viral on social media. She was in uniform and playfully riding a bull until she fell off.
Yeah, don't do that in uniform either. Just,
No, we don't need to share all the memes. Those are on the internet for everybody. But I just wanted to hear what you guys think because it's like, what an idiot.
Listen, I'm waiting for her to get fired, like officially fired, and then her starting up her own OnlyFans. Waiting for that to happen.
That's probably
Listen,
going to happen.
it's early. It's still early because Lord knows she ain't gonna be able to get another job as a cop.
Yeah.
Unless you in some rinky-dink town, it's like, listen, we got motherfuckers ODing. Have you killed anybody? No, cool.
She was
But
okay. What's more rinky dink than Laverne, Tennessee? Have you ever heard of Laverne, Tennessee? I haven't heard of Laverne, Tennessee.
The only reason I've heard of
I
Laverne
heard
because
about it
there's
about a week ago.
there's a Laverne, Illinois. I think that's the only reason I was like, oh shit, there's one in Tennessee. Oh, they're one of their cops. They're all just fucking. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. We gotta check out Laverne, Tennessee, apparently. But listen, that's just not okay. Like, oh, you're multi-cheating on your husband with your cop co-workers, and y'all doing Girls Gone Wild. Like, damn. I've heard of fucking your life up for the nookie, but that's come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Exhibit some restrict. That's a clear-cut case of having way too damn much of a good thing.
I swear to God, Laverne, Tennessee must be crime fucking free for these.
No,
guys
that's
to fuck
probably how
around.
they figured this out. It was probably
Right,
like
shoot.
the fucking ops room of like On the Wire.
Or they're fucking all the criminals in Laverne, and then everybody stops acting up. Cause like, listen, we can all just fuck apparently and get away with this shit. They bribing them with the goodie. That's why there's no crime in Laverne,
They're like,
Tennessee.
what? Wait, why is crime spiked over 400% in the last month? What are our cops doing out there? And then you just see
They're
fucking
not
cop car
serving
rocking.
and projecting.
Yeah.
Oh, they're projecting.
Oh God.
Some wild shit down in Laverne,
Yeah.
Tennessee, boy. I did think that the one interview was funny, where it was either one of the other officers or whoever worked for the department, but she was like, "Yeah, we understand it's going to take a while to rebuild trust in the community." Yeah, no shit, lady. Because now apparently when we see y'all sitting at the corner, y'all are giving each other handies and stuff, going to parties.
Which is funny that you say that because another story came out like a couple of hours ago from like the NYPD that there was 2 cops banging in the back of the cruiser, and the fucking people walking down the street could hear the screaming coming from inside the car and looked in the window, and there was just 2 cops going to town.
So the
Well, that's
Copy
New York,
the,
though. We
The
expect
Copy
that shit
Super
in New
Troopers.
York.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. It's New York. It's pretty degenerate to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, they New York City, baby. They be doing wild shit up there in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
A Burley Knoll, since this is topical, says a local gentleman's club in Nashville offered her $10,000 to do 2 shows.
Woo.
I mean,
At
wait
this
a couple
point-
weeks, she might take up for it.
I was gonna say this at this point, the husband might be like, "Well, anything she earns is still technically half mine because we don't have a prenup. Honey, go do them shows while I talk to a lawyer."
Hey, Nick, do me a favor. I'd like you to drive up to Nashville and report on this for our Patreon.
Yeah, I'll do a live stream. Don't worry.
Yeah, dude, interview her and be like, "So we're in Nashville. How about some Smashville? You ever been with a Samoan?"
Nick, don't do that to yourself.
No, I don't want to catch anything. I don't want to catch anything.
Well, that's why you got to protect when you serve.
That's why you're a vet.
I don't even know what that means.
Make sure you're wearing your vest, buddy.
Yeah, put on your
I'll-
raincoat. You'll be all right.
If that happens, I'm gonna have to wear 2 just to be sure.
Shit.
6, just be extra safe, man.
Oh fuck.
It's better to be safe than sorry, so.
No, that's true. That's 100% true. But
Yeah,
yeah,
without
that's
circulation, apparently.
yeah.
So, yeah, if you're a cop, please don't have sex while you're on duty because somebody might need you to rescue them.
Yeah, do that shit at home. Get a floor, fucking hotel rooms or something. Don't be doing that shit at work. Damn.
Even Detective McNulty never did it on the job, and he was about as.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say
came.
that. I would bet my life that he didn't do that on the job.
Never saw it on the show.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. Trust me, bro.
Now, guys,
Nutty.
since we're on the subject of lascivious content, let's just talk about this one. I thought you guys might find it interesting. We all know who Ron Jeremy is, correct?
Yes.
The hedgehog.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Did you hear that he's about to be declared unfit for trial?
I did see that.
Oh, dude, what happened?
Ron Jeremy to be declared unfit for sexual assault trial due to dementia.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Former porn star Ron Jeremy, who was indicted on more than 30 counts of sexual assault, is set to be declared unfit for trial on Tuesday because he is suffering from severe dementia. Jeremy, whose legal name is Ronald Hyatt, was indicted on more than 30 counts of sexual assault stemming from allegations made by 20 women. He was first charged in June 2020, but weeks before Jeremy's trial was supposed to start, last year his defense attorney told a Los Angeles courtroom that the one-time porno king no longer recognized him, according to a report by the Los Angeles Times. So, guys, what happened is they went and they determined that he does suffer from dementia, even to the point where they knew about it before they brought up all of this stuff and still went through with it. And now people are confused, like, why did you go through with the trial if you knew he suffered from dementia the entire time? So people are surprised they slapped him with the charges. What do you guys think of this whole thing?
I mean, I think it was still happening towards the Me Too movement, and he's an old dude. He's a porn star. He's well known. and he was just a target man. You know, you had women talk, accuse him of stuff, and they didn't know any better, and this is what happens. And like they wanted to make sure that, and I'm sure once the headline came out, the city and state just wanted to make sure that he was caught. That's why there wasn't any like stuff going around, because if they like, I guess if they arrest him and all of a sudden he was let go, it would be, I think, it would be a problem, because you'd only be there for a short time, and they were like, oh, why do you let him go? They have to say, oh, he's got dementia and shit like that. So I think it's the one to kind of keep going through it until they were 100% sure.
Kendo, what do you think about this? Just
I think it's really good information to get 2 weeks out from the Deadpool. So go ahead
oh, damn.
Jot that one down. This is like the hot sheets, baby. But I mean, I'm just curious. Like he didn't get many blows to that part of his body. So like, what's causing? Is it genetic? I don't know. I really liked him. I really liked him in Orgasmo.
I liked him on Chappelle's show.
Yeah, he was good there too. But yeah, no, the last time I saw a picture of him, he did look like shit. Like,
oh yeah,
he was hunched over. He looked like somebody poured a bowl of gravy over his head. He just was didn't look like he was all there. So I can buy the dementia thing at this point.
Yeah, man, he's what damn near 70.
He's up there.
See.
He's old as shit.
Yeah, he is incredibly old, and obviously it sucks, right? Especially as things go on. It sucks that if this is something that listen, if he is to have done what he was accused of doing, that fucking sucks. Because obviously, one, it took this long, and then two, it's like, nah, shit. It's one of those really icky situations. Because now it's like, there really isn't ever going to be a resolution to it, even for him. Now he has fucking dementia, and there isn't going to be any closure. It's just weird that it's just one of those things where there's zero fucking winners, and it does suck.
He's 70 years old.
Damn, yeah, it's just yeah. It's just one of those things where that's definitely a side of our society that ain't very good.
Yeah,
it ain't very good. It sucks. It fucking sucks. So now we're gonna be forever never really seeing it end, or a resolution or any of that. So yeah, no winners here.
But he got to bang Christy Canyon a bunch, so
yeah,
kudos to him.
If there's a memory you're gonna relive forever.
Well, yeah, it's on tape.
Yeah. He can relive it because he's having dementia, and we can relive it because of Pornhub.
Yeah, we'll be watching that and be like, God damn, that dude, he looks virile. Ron, that's you. No, I'm sitting right here.
Oh god.
Yeah, Ron. So, that's how that works, buddy.
So just to kind of make light of the situation because we can. He's gonna wake up in his cell one day and be like, all right, I'm ready for the shoot, and he's gonna be like, why am I in an orange jumpsuit in this cell?
It might be a replay of an old scene. Shit, he might be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this."
Or it's like the Flintstones. Every time, Fred got hit in the head and he got a new personality. Maybe Ron Jeremy will wake up one day and think that he's Christy Canyon, and
that'll be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Talk about a gender swapped remake.
Oh yeah.
Ron Jeremy is Christy Canyon, coming summer 2024. Maybe
if he makes it that long. Now. So Georgian sends in this message. Fun fact, Nintendo owns 2 Ron Jeremy films, Super Hornio Brothers 1 and 2. They remain the only films not available on his website.
Well,
yeah, I remember seeing clips of those from years ago.
So did Nintendo buy them just so they couldn't get out there? Because it's this could be shitty for our brand if Mario is this fun little character that we market to children, and here's this old fat bald dude just reaming chicks.
It's the most late 80s, early 90s thing to do, though, is take a brand new all-ages property and turn it into a porno. We still do it today.
But I feel like I feel like if porn was going to make a porn parody of something you did, it'd kind of be, it'd kind of be like an honor, they thought yourself was relevant enough in pop culture to make fun of it.
Stealing Solo, the porno.
Yeah.
What
Vivid,
a terrible concept.
Vivid, if you're listening, we're okay with that. We would just like executive producer titles. Dion wants to go to the set and just write us a check.
Yeah.
And Nick can shoot it for you because he's a filmographer guy.
Yep, I can do that. I'm a filmographer guy.
Yeah. And then Jeff could be there as like the creative consultant. No, that's not the idea I had when I was, writing this scene and stealing Solo. She needs to be bent further over.
Yeah, the angles are all wrong.
The angles. There you go.
Can we get a chick with bigger tits in here? Come on.
Listen, and we'll definitely show up for the damn AVNs. No
Of
problem.
course.
You realize we're going to go to that before we even would do a parody. One of these years, I think I'll do it next year. Let's go to one of those cons and just broadcast live from there.
Okay.
I'm down. That'd be
I know
fun.
you are.
I know a round of them happened already in Vegas, I think. A few weekends ago. I think like the AVN Awards and that whole thing happened a few weekends ago in Vegas, so we can always plan for next year.
Well,
I'll figure out how to sell that one. I'll get back to you.
You just say you're going away on a work trip. You don't say to where. I'll give you an old episode to broadcast on the channel. You're like, wow, there he is, and then
She doesn't listen to this.
Oh, okay. I was trying to go extra mile for you as a friend, but
No. Well, I assure you, she is not. One, I don't think she'd understand half of what's being said, and two, we haven't gotten into any fights over anything I've said on the podcast. So I'm 100% positive she does not listen to this show.
Oh, good.
And,
Now, Dion,
keep it that way.
Yes.
you were not here last week, but I had a very special button for you. So I don't get to ask you a number between 1 and 69, but this was directly created for you.
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker! And don't be pulling that falling down the stairs shit on me, you hear?
Shit.
So,
That was
those
that's,
things are even connected.
yeah. But dude, that guy yelling, that's Irving Burrell from The Wire.
Listen, it is, and I love both The Wire and Coming to America. And it's just the random at the end. I was like, what the fuck? You had me in the first 75%. What the fuck?
It was for an audience of you. That's it.
Damn.
Now, he's dead again on this show, folks.
Yeah.
I don't miss him. Now, Shizorjan, first message of the night. Thank you. He says, Coach Kendo,
Yeah.
Razor Fist released a video about Abraham Lincoln being an
did.
American dictator. Have you seen
did.
it? If so, does this make Woodrow Wilson a saint in hindsight?
I watched it the other night. I fully intend to watch it again because Lincoln is one of those Lincoln is one of those people that as time has gone on and as I've gotten older and read into and learned more about him, that there's a lot of conflict with him as a president because he did do a lot of dictatorial things in the name of saving the nation. So he's complicated. I want to watch it again and this time actually pay more attention to it, take a few notes, and read up on some of the stuff myself. Does he make no? There's nothing that's going to make Woodrow Wilson look like an angel in comparison. Okay, we're talking about Woodrow Wilson here. Okay, the dude that led to all the horrible things of the 20th century occurring because he was a racist. The dude that screened "Birth of a Nation" at the White House, legitimizing that fucking piece of shit, and then talking about how true and accurate the movie was. And he was supposed to be a historian. Fuck him. I hope he's rotting in hell.
He is. And nothing of value was lost when he died.
No. But that's a good video. Razor Fist did a fucking great job. Like it's like a video dissertation type thing. He brings in sources, he gives his statements on the matter. Like I said, Lincoln for me was my favorite president growing up because I really liked Civil War stuff. But as time has gone on, it's been like he did some shit that was kind of, not cool, like imprisoning people that wrote newspapers and published the newspapers that were critical of them. You can't do that in what you're trying to claim as a free society and trying to make it more free for other people.
I have to watch that video because I like Razor Fist's content quite a bit.
I do too. He's very He's very smart, and he can cuss a motherfucker out or he can deliver shit without saying a swear word, and it comes off equally eloquent both times.
Well said. So Georgian again says, Repeating from the TNA stream, I must point out Coach Kendo and Big Rick are wrong in WCBS 339 near the end that we don't have Mad Max stuff in the U.S. Look up Wasteland Weekend in the Mojave. Have you guys heard about this?
Is that like Burning Man where people eat a bunch of fucking shrooms and go around kicking each other in the balls?
Wasteland Weekend is an annual festival held in Edwards, California. The event is listed as a full immersion event with participants required to adhere to the set theme of that. It's been held every year except for 2020, which you know why.
So I would like to say that when Nick and I were talking about we don't have Mad Max stuff here, I think we were talking about the actual like fucking post-apocalyptic shit, not a weekend excursion. Like
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like, we can't. Yeah, because in America, we can't just die from like stepping outside our house or being in our house or being in the general vicinity of like America. In Australia, like you have to fight off shit all the time, like on a daily basis because
there are
everything's gonna
snakes
kill
trying
you.
to kill you 24 hours a day in Australia.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah. So this is just a bunch of people going out and hanging out for the weekend, dressing like Dee Snider and fucking screaming about Tina Turner in the Thunderdome. So
Oh my god.
I get that. That's like a weekend thing. It's fun. You get to go do that. But I think Nick and I were referring to the fact that you don't have like gangs of roving like warlords driving around in big ass trucks up and down through America, just fucking raping and pillaging their way across the country.
Yeah.
Yet.
Who runs Bartertown? Master Blaster.
2 men enter, 1 man leave. I
Yep.
fucking love that. Dude, when I was a kid, that was the first one I ever saw. And I love that movie, although I always got really sad whenever he fucking knocks the helmet off and it's like a special needs kid underneath.
Yeah, man.
Even as like a 5-year-old, I fucking felt that. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
dude, I was
that's
like
not
7.
cool.
I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that dude has like my mental capacity. That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
You know.
because I had a kid.
He
that
has
went
the
to my school
mind
that
of
was
a
like that.
child.
I had a kid in my school that was like that. He was a very nice kid, and it's just like, as a child, I was like, that could happen to him. I don't want this to happen. Not realizing that this is a fucking movie about a completely different timeline than we're going to encounter. Although we keep antagonizing the wrong countries.
Well, I love how Darian217 put out, we don't have to fight for gasoline yet. We're going to fight for eggs, though. We got to fight for eggs.
That's true,
Yeah.
dude. Okay, so that fucking egg shit, all right. I did not realize it had hit the point that it had until I went to the store the other day. Because the other day, there's a lady that the wife works with who has a farm, and they've got chickens and cows and all that shit. So we just give her like $20 at the beginning of the month, and then she just tells us when our credit has run out, and then we have to give her more money for eggs and beef and whatever else. I went to the store the other day because we were out of eggs, and she wasn't at work that day, obviously, because we had a snow day, and a carton of eggs, like a 12-pack of eggs, was like $6. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And so I saw the memes, and I just thought it was a joke, and that maybe it was affecting some parts. No, it's affecting apparently the whole country. And like that big fuck clobbering box of eggs you get at Walmart that's got like 60 eggs in it. It used to be like $10. It's like 40 now. I'm like, shit.
Listen, I felt it sucks, but damn, I laughed my ass off the other night when I saw the meme of my brother got his graduation present, and it's just like the three 2 dozen cartons of eggs. I was like, that's fucking great. That's fucking great. And as a kid, you don't pay attention to that shit, the price or whatever, but I knew, I was like, damn, I'm getting older. Like the other week, this past weekend, Hillary runs and grabs shit from the store, and she came back with eggs. I was like, yo, what the fuck are you buying eggs for? We're not fucking eating any eggs. Them shit's is expensive. What the fuck are you doing?
Which I know.
I say like that. I was like, yo, right.
Like,
Them shit's expensive. You can wait a week, baby. Damn.
Yeah, it's like Saturday and Sundays for me at home. It's usually like a 6-egg omelet. Get some cheese.
Yeah,
tomatoes. I
Yeah,
can't
man.
afford that shit.
I'm there.
anymore.
Yeah, I used to be right there with you as well, and I was like, I don't need to do that. I can I can survive without.
I'll just buy the thing of biscuits. Those are still only $2.50. Those have not gone up in price, and I've got butter at home. I'll have some butter and some biscuits. I can't afford the eggs this week because I don't want to have to take out a mortgage.
It's biscuits and gravy now. No more omelets.
Yeah. Well, dude, even that shit's expensive because like
Made
the
me a man.
sausage has gone up.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, every generation
Yeah, man. The
has
sausage,
its
the price of
struggle.
sausage is just astronomical. It's bullshit.
Well, every generation has its struggle, boys, and this one's is eggs. used to be gasoline, used to be other things, but what do you think the next normal thing to go out is? We lived in a world where toilet paper was a commodity, like a gold commodity.
Yeah.
Now it's eggs. Rubbing alcohol went away for a minute. I'm gonna go with like the Q-tip. We're gonna run out of cotton for Q-tips.
Yeah, there'll be like some kind of like cotton flu that'll sweep through like the southwestern part of the United States and like kill all the cotton crops in Texas and Oklahoma and everything like that. But like, sorry folks, we can't make Q-tips and cotton balls. The gauze industry is really going to suffer this year. Don't get cut. You're going to bleed to death. Like, I just want to clean my ears.
The gauze industry.
Now, so Georgian says, happy belated birthday to James Earl Jones, who played His Royal Highness King Jaffe Joffer, King of Zamunda, in Coming to America. 92 years old, spry.
Yeah, dude, he's 92.
He was
Hey, you have sex with the bathers? He does.
Yeah, he was also in Doctor Strangelove, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, he was also in this little film called The Lion King.
Right.
True. He was in some other fucking space movie too, but I think it was like Star Trek 4.
Well, no, he was also in the Sandlot.
True. Yeah, he was the blind guy next door in the Sandlot.
Yep.
Hell of a career. Remember last year when everyone was upset that Disney didn't wish him a happy birthday on the official Twitter or whatever?
Yeah, didn't they skip him again this year too?
I think they skipped him again this year.
Well, I mean, I'm sure.
Captain Cane's like, fuck you, old man.
God. Well, he's
I
probably.
wanted Kylo Ren to be famous, not your fucking.
I feel like he doesn't care though.
Attractive
at this point.
ass.
Well,
he's
I
like
mean,
92 years old. He doesn't give a shit.
He may give. I don't know if it's a thing or not, but he may give Disney his voice or whatever for AI bullshit. And
Not if they keep skipping his fucking birthay.
That's true,
Exactly.
but I mean,
He's
he
like,
may have you may have it in a contract to where like his family gets the residuals or something like that. But because I mean, you know, we've seen some of the stuff that they want to do. They want to make sure that these actors are, you know, around forever. They want to get their voices, their faces scanned and everything like that. So,
which is funny because if you're an up and coming actor nowadays, and these studios are paying for these old actors to be able to use them over and over, that don't say a whole lot about your future in the industry.
Well, listen, that's definitely it's. You know, who knows where that's going to go? And in all actuality, the technology is still very, very new. I mean, the face thing isn't even as far as most of what I've seen isn't even functional yet. You know, so a lot of that shit.
A few years, we said the same thing about.
Yeah, I have no doubt. But you know, especially with certain properties, that might not be the worst thing in the world. And you know, especially depending on, you know, where the viewer is, you know, especially when studios stop listening to fucking Twitter, you know, it would be a long ass time before we have to worry about voice actors and physical actors being overdone by, you know, the voice and face bullshit.
I don't know, man. They're already euthanizing the actors in the movies to keep them around to work them longer and things like that. I feel like it's just another case where we're like, dude, that they'll never get to that point. Next thing you know, they've got fucking cloned actors and, you know, James Cagney's on the screen. You're like, oh shit.
I don't doubt it. I really don't. I don't doubt they're going to do that because it's just, it's
on the 100th anniversary of Casablanca. Here's Casablanca 2, starring Clark Gable's clone.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, man. I really don't.
Well, they're doing something like that with Stan Lee already, which is uncomfortable.
I figured Disney was going to pull that shit.
Of course they're going to. Dude, when Stan Lee appears in a new Marvel movie, I'm never going to come back because I'm not going to support a digitized dead guy. Like, you can't milk. You're basically taking all the money from the shit he helped co-create every single day. Leave that be. Let these people rest in peace. Like, they're humans. Everybody expires. You gotta let these people go. It's unnatural.
There is something we could do here. There's like a happy medium. Just get a cardboard stand-up cutout of him and just have that sitting in like the corner one day of like one of the shots.
It's fine with me.
I mean, I'm sure that's doable too. I mean, some CGI doesn't look much better than that, you know. But
also an actor.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. That's one of those gray areas. As long if he's delivering lines and shit, I definitely would have a problem with it, you know. But if it's supposed to be him, the goofy dude sitting on the bus. I'm not totally against that. And again, it definitely depends on the people that are wielding that power. Obviously, Disney. It's very hard to trust that Disney would make the decision. I mean, shrinking the black dude on the Chinese poster, that should happen a couple of years ago. So, with that type of responsibility, I don't think Disney is in a place that they can handle it reasonably. And obviously the last few years, Marvel Studios themselves have been, very, making a lot of questionable decisions. That all being said, Stan Lee's a goddamn icon. The dude is for comic books in general, he's a walking, talking Mickey Mouse. He's on that level. So yeah, if they've got him doing full scenes and stuff with some artificial thing, I think that definitely is when it gets uncomfortable. But if it's the stuff they're doing now as a nice little nod to, hey, this is him and he's a piece of this all the time, everywhere, I'm not necessarily against it.
Let's see what else we have next. Our friend Shrebbles08, we're going to read this one in a moment because it's a good transition one. So Georgian says, wars not make one great. Wait, wrong live stream. Quoting Star Wars is always the right thing to do on this show. Emmanuel T, thank you very much. He says, what's done in the dark will come to light. With a Vulcan hand gesture. Dion, I watched J.J. Abrams' Star Trek for the first time in a long time. I didn't finish the whole movie.
Man, I love that movie. I do love that movie. I was dying and I watched it a couple weeks ago. It's like, what went wrong, JJ? Don't get me wrong. The screen glare thing is still annoying as shit, but damn, what happened to you, boy?
Star Wars happened.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Jack White, Jeff, did you get the email with the link to the video clip of Cameron talking about his Disney FTX theory and why it may have led to Chapek's firing? Kendo, can you forward me an email from Jack White, please? I'll check that out later, Jack, and let you know what I think of the clip. Xavier to God says, I know I personally can't ever F-word a woman who a friend or coworker already used up. Just disgusting. It's that community well, man.
Yeah, it's the same reason why you don't buy a car from Hertz Rent a Car. Nobody wants a used piece of shit.
Commander Cody 17, what's up? He says, you think they roleplayed as firefighters?
Yes, they did. 100% they did.
That just seems wrong. Now, let's read one more, and then we're going to transition into the next segment of the show. So from Shrebbles08, it says, Jeff, I need a Biff motorcycle and a Ghostbusters button, please. Hells yeah, I got my Proton Pack in yesterday. Nick, we'll talk about the Proton Pack in just a moment.
Mine's in Tennessee, and I'll go see it this next week when I go back for a couple of days. But should I do an unboxing of it? Should it be a thing?
Well, hold on. Let me press the buttons, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay,
I got mine here too.
You're never gonna regret this, Ray.
My parents left me that house. I was born there.
You're not gonna lose the house. Everybody has 3 mortgages nowadays.
But at 19%, you didn't even bargain with the guy.
Ray, for your information, the interest rate alone for the first 5 years comes to $95,000.
Great scene. That was my favorite scene to parody in Wokebusters. It was the first scene that came to my mind about how we would want to get a bank loan but be denied. But Kendo,
the funny thing is, a friend of mine went to go try to get a bank loan, and it's entirely the opposite way now. Apparently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go get some bank loans. I'm not white. Oh, also, he requested this. He's no more.
Oh, man.
So, Nick, you said you got a Proton Pack waiting for you back in Tennessee, correct?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yeah, man, I am. I got the notification, the email, and then mom texted me. She's like, "Yeah, this big fucking package is here." I was like, "Yeah, it's my proton pack." She's like, "What?" I was like, "It's a toy version. Calm down. It's not a positron collider that
You should have told her it's a fucking nuclear accelerator that you strap on your back. You're like, Mom, I went to the dark web, I went to the Silk Road, and I got myself a proton pack. I'm fucking experimenting with science, and you can't stop me. I'm a madman." And she's like, "What the fuck?"
The sad thing is, she'd probably believe that.
I should have told my mom that. She'd have believed me too. She's like, "Honey, be careful."
I would have yeah, my mom would have been like, I told her, like, "Yeah, I got some uranium, and I'm trying to, see what the neutron count can be, and see if I can, make some laser light come out of it or whatever." She'd be like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. I read some stuff on the dark web. It'll be okay. It'll be fine."
Remember, play the neutron dance when you're doing that neutron shit.
You're just baking some yellow cake. We got it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Moist yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
There you go. But no, yeah, I still need to order the wand, and I'll be up and running. I know Ghostbusters News had a whole tutorial on how to use the how to get the metal bracing on it, like what you have to do to get it on there to make it look like really, really authentic. So
I'll do that because I got one of those on Saturday. It was raining here, and all of a sudden I get this knock at the door, and there's the UPS guy or the FedEx guy. He's like, "You're the 7th one of these I delivered today. I delivered 40 of them yesterday." And
Holy
I go,
shit.
I was like, "There are a lot of." I was like, "You know what it is?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a Ghostbusters pack." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Then you're clearly tired of carrying these things."
You had to... He just knows who they are now. He's like, "Fuck it. There's so many in the truck."
Yeah, because they come. There's the warehouse is out of here, and so they've all been like coming to this area first. And
yeah,
I got the wand. I haven't opened either of these things. They're just both in shipping boxes, folks. I bought it for a Wokebusters crossover, so when we do conventions, you can see us dressed up as the Ghostbusters, and you can come buy a copy of the book, wear the proton pack, have some fun.
Tell us how much you think busting makes you feel good.
Yeah. Oh wait. There's another bustin' button. Let's press that one too, because as we always say, bustin' makes us feel really good.
If you're all alone, let me sleep in your bed.
Now, guys, another subject we wanted to talk about tonight was something that had popped up 2 years ago. We were like everyone else. We were excited by Tiger King, but we were fascinated by that bitch Carol Baskin. We couldn't stop
the overall degeneracy of everybody involved in the documentary.
Yeah, nobody was a good person.
No, there was no good guys in that.
I still remember that shit. That shit hit hard. Hit really fucking hard.
The one thing that we couldn't stop talking about, though, was putting a little sardine oil on your shoe and making your ex-husband disappear, Don Lewis. Now, this morning, I woke up to the news that Carol Baskin said her dead husband, Don Lewis, is actually alive. Mm-hmm. And the sheriff is still looking for him. She claims that documents from the Department of Homeland Security revealed her ex-husband was in Costa Rica. So, this story gets crazier and crazier. Animal activist Carol Baskin's missing ex-husband, Don Lewis, who's vanished in 1997, as chronicled in The Tiger King, is alive and well in Costa Rica, she claimed, she claimed in early 2021. The theory that Lewis was alive first floated in 2021 after Tiger King 2. However, the Homeland Security Department describes his whereabouts in Costa Rica. It's unclear whether the documents depicted in Tiger King 2 are legitimate, but Carol Baskin claims that they are. People have reached out to the Department of Homeland Security, but they've yet to respond back. So, either nobody gives a shit about Tiger King, or this woman is really going for the long game of, I didn't kill him, I didn't kill him, I didn't kill him.
It is, one, hilarious how wild all of their bullshit continues to be. And I'm still in the same boat when we saw the damn thing. She fucking killed that guy. And exactly as you said, the fact that this is still coming up, and obviously we watched Tiger King too. She had that shit. It smelled like bullshit when she said that.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was, you know, obviously all the articles that came out, especially when it went back to trending on Twitter, you know, she's the only one making this claim. So, you know, Homeland Security ain't said shit. You know, the obviously the sheriff's department is saying that they're still considering him a missing fucking person that was declared dead or whatnot. You know, and no other agencies internationally are confirming what she's saying. And it's just weird how this came back up. You know, and it's just wild. It's just fucking hilarious, and it's wild. And she killed that dude.
Oh, totally. I mean, this one, you just got to look. What's the simplest explanation for all of this? Who had the most to gain from his demise? Carol Baskin. Did he just vanished one night and disappeared, and there's been no trace of him? What happened? Carol Baskin got all of his shit and moved on and married some fucking gimp.
Well,
I'm sorry, but there's a lot of
even in the
red
documentary.
flags.
Even in the documentary, he said, "Oh, I might disappear or I might be dead, but don't believe it," or some shit like that. Didn't he say that like to somebody or whatever in the documentary?
Well, he told his ex-wife, the one that, and his daughter. It was either his ex-wife, his daughter, or he told both of them collectively, like, yeah, she's probably gonna kill me. She's gonna try to kill me right now. You know, or something to that effect. You know, they were pretty. I want to say it was his ex-wife that was very adamant about the fact that yeah, she is. You know, getting insurance claims in my name and shit. You know, you might not see me fucking again. Right. Not to mention the fact that, and that's the part that always made me laugh my ass off when she's telling the story of how she met the motherfucker. You know, she was like, "Well, you know, I left my other husband and I left, and I was on the side of the street getting rides from people, and blah, blah, blah." And it's like, so we just gonna gloss over that she's a prostitute. Like, we're just gonna gloss over that shit. Yeah. And then apparently, well, yeah, he used to come and see me, and he would do that all the time. That she's, you know, making the claim that's what he did, is he picked up prostitutes on the side of the fucking road, and he gave her a gun to hold on him so he could bring her home or whatever the fuck that story was. Like, you know, so, you know, and she just told it like it's, you know, hey, I met my high school sweetheart and everything was great. No, listen, I ain't judging anyone that's ever been a part of the life, but come on. Occam's razor, like Kendo's saying. I mean, come on here. And she just happens to take all the money come on. That woman is dangerous. And I can't remember the lawyer dude that she's married to now, but he better watch his back.
Well, he doesn't have to really worry about anything because all the shit's in her name. So killing him, she doesn't benefit anything from it.
Damn.
But yeah, no. The simplest explanation is usually the right one. Simplest explanation in this case is that bitch killed him. Right. He is dead, and she knows exactly. She might not have done it herself. There might have been somebody that got paid some money to come over and do it for her, but she knows what happened. She has to know what happened. I mean, she doesn't seem that broken up about it either when she talks about it. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if you lose your significant other in tragic circumstances and you don't even know, there's no body, you don't even know what happened, they just fucking vanished, you ain't going to be that chipper of a person and moving on that quickly.
No. But hey, she's the type that puts sardine oil on the shoes to make you disappear. So
that's true.
That's the part I can't forget. It's like this documentary goes to show what a piece of shit everyone is. Yeah, it's like everyone remembers what a piece of shit she is, and she's like, "Yeah, this is how I killed him too." What a dumpster fire. Now, guys, there's another dumpster fire. We've been talking about the Alec Baldwin Rust situation since it happened. Now, today, we finally have the next step in the Alec Baldwin Rust situation. So, let's take it back to October 21st, 2021, where Alec Baldwin was on the set of Rust, and, well, let's just set you up the story properly. Hollywood star actor Alec Baldwin has formally been charged with involuntary manslaughter in the fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. Alec Baldwin and the movie's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, will both face criminal charges for the October 21st, 2021 shooting of Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchins, the Santa Fe District Attorney announced Thursday. That's today. Baldwin and Gutierrez-Reed will each be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in Hutchins' death. It remains unclear what kind of sentencing they would receive if found guilty. After a thorough review of the evidence and the laws of the state of New Mexico, I have determined that there is sufficient evidence to file criminal charges against Alec Baldwin and the other members of the Crust film crew. The evidence clearly shows a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the Rust film set. In New Mexico, there is no room for film sets that don't take our state's commitment to gun safety and public safety seriously, Andrea Reeb, the special prosecutor assigned to the case, said.
Public safety and gun safety in New Mexico, you say?
Yeah, Kendo, tell me more about that.
Well, let's take a trip down to Albuquerque, shall we?
That bad, huh?
They set a record for murders this year, but it's nowhere near. They're nowhere near on the record-setting clip that my former hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, is on, as they just keep butchering people left and right. However, I will say this: in New Mexico, most of the people that end up on the wrong side of a firearm, it's usually criminal activity related. Like, there ain't just like random shootings that typically happen. Typically, that bullet's meant for somebody specifically. Unlike in this case, where it was just indiscriminately fired, just happened to hit a woman in the chest. And Alec Baldwin shot her.
We've been talking about this, like I said, since it debuted. There's not debuted, excuse me, that's too dark. Since this happened. And we've been questioning what do we think's going to happen, and now we know. So I'll ask you guys this basic question. If charged, what do you think's going to happen to Alec Baldwin? Dion, we'll start with you.
I mean, it's hard to say, right? I mean, this, you know, they're deciding to charge him. We're still pretty early in the process. You know, obviously, you know, you would think that most police departments and district attorneys aren't going to file charges unless they think they have something, you know, and then there are all the other factors that go into those type of things. That all being said, you know, I think it's just important for a lot of people to remember, especially those that want to try and defend certain characters involved, you know, when you are charged with a crime, especially a crime as serious as manslaughter, it doesn't matter what you think you did. It doesn't matter what you think someone else did. And it sure as shit doesn't matter whether you agree or not. Now, you know, Twitter's going Twitter about it, right? And obviously with him being charged and he and the armorer, which make no mistake about it, if we're going to have a conversation about what's going to happen, at the very least, she needs to be held accountable for that shit, because that was her fucking job, was to ensure the safety of everyone on set in the use of motherfucking firearms, you know, and a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, you know, the gun debate, I'm not trying to have that shit. But if there's anything that people can, every single motherfucker, whether you use weapons or not, can agree on, using them safely is of the utmost importance. So don't get me wrong, Alex Baldwin is an asshole, but being the armorer was not his fucking job. So I think they're going to make an example out of her, especially in terms of how Hollywood has been very negligent in general the last few years. Both professionally and all these people in Hollywood in their personal fucking lives. So I think they're going to go after her hard. It doesn't, you know, Alex Baldwin be damned. They're, you know, especially Nevada, they're going to make an example out of her. Now, in terms of Alec Baldwin, you know, who knows? I think if anything, he's definitely, his ass is on the pyre because he was a producer for the film, right? You know, and then for whatever reason, it appears that there was, you know, it's not just him, but also one of the other producers on the movie, a guy who had a reputation for being negligent and shit. So if anything, I'm just predicting that this may not even be about the action of a trigger being pulled and an innocent woman being killed. The thing that people are probably going to go to fucking jail over is the incredible negligence by the people who were supposed to be in charge. And it doesn't matter, you know, people are getting confused here. It doesn't matter whether you agree with them deciding to file charges or not. Someone fucking died. And in a situation like it was on that film, at the best case scenario is someone didn't do their fucking job. We're not talking about a street corner in Albuquerque. We're not talking about, you know, some bullshit on the street anywhere else in New Mexico. But shit like this happens because somebody didn't do their fucking job. And if it ain't her and Alex, they are going after that armor hardcore. And he may, I wouldn't say get away with it, but he's going to get something because of how goddamn arrogant Alec Baldwin has been his entire life.
Yeah. Kendo, Nick, what do you guys think?
I mean, I'm glad it's finally come to this. I know the FBI did a whole thing. I think, what was it, last year? They said like, oh, then there's no way the gun was just not like they did a whole analysis of the gun and like the whole thing. And they said, oh yeah, there's no way that the trigger wasn't pulled, basically. So he pulled the trigger, and he fired the shot. But also, once again, the armorer should be blamed for that because she's the one who is responsible for making sure the gun is clear or it has a blank in it or whatever, this way that she can hand it to the actor and say, all right, it's good, do the scene kind of thing. So it's there. And once again, he's responsible because I think he's one of the people who hired her as well, because her dad was a good armorer, so they wanted to give her a break, and she was cheap at the time as well. So there was that. Also, remember we were hearing that the armorer, the female, that she was doing a lot of bullshit on set. She was firing stuff. They were doing target practice during lunch, so they were switching out blanks with live rounds and stuff. So I mean, there was a lot of negligent bullshit on set, and I'm just happy it's finally coming to a head, and they're finally getting their shit together.
Me too. It's a sad situation because this lady died. We can joke, we can talk about Alec Baldwin being an asshole for many other things, but a lady died due to a film set not really having their shit together, just like the Twilight Zone with Vic Morrow. At the end of the day, someone's gone because of a movie.
Yeah.
So it's a messed up situation. I know we definitely like to poke Alec Baldwin a little more for being the unlikable douchebag that he is, but it is messed up that the lady's gone. So I just hope it doesn't lead to anything too extreme and ruin filmmaking, or
Well, apparently the Rock now no longer wants fake ammo on his sets. So there's that.
Oh, he only wants real ammo.
Yeah, only real
authenticity.
Yeah,
Rock, I love you, buddy, but you're not bulletproof. So maybe you should learn that before there's another act. No. Black Adam is the hottest property on the planet. We're gonna redefine the hierarchy of DC. I'm better than Superman, but Superman's bulletproof. So am I. Dwayne Johnson found dead, shot 14 times in Hollywood home. Like, that's when you buy into your own hype a little too much. Sorry, Rock.
Well, in a perfect world, they'll both see jail time. Of course, his sentence will be longer than hers because of his male privilege in the justice system. And, sentences for men are way longer for women for the same crimes. But at the end of the day, they might try to throw the book at her. I'm sure his entire defense will be like, I didn't do anything wrong. She did. And he'll probably get like a suspended sentence and a fine, and she'll probably go to jail for a couple years or something like that because he's got money, and I doubt she has nearly as much as he does. But I did like that one article I shared with you guys where they said that Alec Baldwin pretty much just at this point just needs to shut the hell up because he has said and done too many things in interviews, like saying that he didn't pull the trigger of the gun. Turns out, yes, he did, and all that other stuff that's going to come back and bite him in the ass. Alec Baldwin just just needs to shut up at this point.
Yeah.
Well, we will give you guys the update on the Alec Baldwin situation.
By the way, that's not legal advice. I am not a legal representative, so don't take my legal advice. But if you ever do get arrested, don't talk. Just don't talk.
Now, guys, we have some good news. Nick, there's a film that you like that could possibly be getting a third in the series. Now, let me rephrase that, because it's not just you that likes it. I like Tron as well. Tron, the first one's good. The second one, I like the second one a lot. I think a lot of people slept on that one to the point where people look at Tron Legacy as a bad film. No, Tron Legacy's pretty fun.
I think Tron Legacy was the catalyst to kind of kickstart the cyberpunk movement in a mainstream way, as opposed to kind of being like in RPG games and things like that. That kicked it up into being a mainstream thing because you showed the world and the outfits and the light cycles and things in a different way. And I kind of like, especially the music as well. It kicked that whole thing into high gear.
Dude, yeah, it was like the last Disney film that was a Disney property that I actually pumped for, because my buddy, I was living with Dion at the time, And so Dustin, our friend, brought over the Tron Legacy soundtrack, and we would hang out, we would listen to the Tron Legacy soundtrack, and then we went and saw it for the most of us all went and saw it, and we were all on board. I think I even saw it maybe 3 times when it dropped. So I was a fan, and now there's news of a possible third one. So this is today. This is more news. Disney is going back to the grid. After multiple false starts, the studio is back on track for a third Tron movie with Jared Leto attached to star, and Maleficent Mistress of Evil director Joachim Ronig in talks to helm. Nominally titled Tron Ares, the film would follow the groundbreaking 1982 film Tron, starring Jeff Bridges, and the 2010 film Tron Legacy, which stars Garrett Hedlund, and Olivia Wilde. It was the directorial debut of Top Gun Maverick filmmaker Joseph Kosinski. So Leto's been attached to this movie since 2017, and they've moved forward with somebody else in 2020. Now, do you think this one's going to make a lot of money? Because Tron Legacy...
Nope, Jared Leto.
No, Jared Leto? Okay. It's Morbin time?
Yeah, it's the Jared Leto principle. If he's involved in the movie, it's going to be trash.
It's not that it's going to be trash. It's going to be a disappointment. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I won't say that it... I'm not going to sit here and act like there's not a chance it's going to make money. You know, it's definitely going to suffer a bit from the, you know, was this long waiting too long to do another one syndrome. But again, I liked 2 enough to give it a shot. Especially with, to Nick's point about it starting a lot of stuff. I think it did. It definitely was, one of the last great hype movies for a specific Disney property, but it was also the start of studios doing too fucking much. You're going to have a Tron movie and Tron's not in the motherfucker to the end. I'm still pissed about that, and it, I don't know, man. And it was kind of the beginning of the whole de-aging thing too, which it's not that it didn't work. It was still a cool, still a cool character. But it wasn't as sharp as we all thought it was going to be. So if anything, there's some room to maneuver here. But I do think that Legacy was good enough. It was good enough to warrant a risk. In terms of Hollywood taking a risk that could pay off and it's not just rehashing shit heartlessly, I think Legacy earned that. Legacy did earn that for this franchise.
I want this to be awesome. I want this to be, epic. It's also Disney. But one thing a lot of people forget is Tron didn't get a third movie a long time ago because John Carter came out and failed hard and spooked Disney from a lot of stuff. So you're right, Dion, about the whole, is this a movie that's taking too long? It's been 13 years already. By the time this movie comes out, it'll probably be closer to 15 years. And it took, 1982, it took 17 years to get the next Tron, 18 years. So you're trying to gap this franchise out over almost 50 or 41 years at this point.
Well, and also I think not sorry to interrupt you, but I think that this is a good time to bring it back because we have AI in news constantly now. And I think with that being in the public eye, and with Tron coming back hopefully soon, I think that's going to be the way they're going to kind of kickstart the third one.
I could get on board for that.
Yeah, I think, and that goes back to all that goodwill that Legacy. So the things that Legacy did right leads to what Nick is saying. I think with it, you left enough doors open and hit enough chords correctly where we could play on the AI thing. We can play on, obviously, Jeff Bridges just refuses to not be cool. We can play on the fact that he's even older now. We can kind of play on, I was going to say, Olivia Wilde building her repertoire, but she's too busy cheating on Jason Sudeikis or whatever the fuck she's doing. So I don't know what they're going to do with her character, but there was a TV show was planned, and there was a limited edition comic series. I don't think it didn't continue, but they had other things planned for us. We got Daft Punk out of this shit. So I agree, man. I think that with the whole, you got the whole AI factor, and I think there's enough good there to to build on what Legacy ended up being.
I hope this movie isn't just Jared Leto is some weird computer developer in a room, and that's the whole plot, and then he gets sucked into Tron or some dumb shit. It's
So,
like,
in other words, you just recited the plot to this movie.
Yeah, well, I don't want the the Jeff Bridges kid to be into that actor. I want him to come back as well.
Yeah, he was solid.
Yeah, he was good, man. Yeah, reprise his role. Well, here's the thing as well. I think both Disney parks are getting the Tron ride in April.
Oh,
yeah. So they're doing a whole thing. It was supposed to happen a couple years ago, but shit happened. But they're bringing the Tron light cycle ride, I think, to California and to Florida in April.
Shit.
It seems like a great idea that's going to get people excited, but Universal's got Mario Kart, and I'd rather play I'd rather ride Mario Kart than a Tron light cycle.
Right. Like we're because we're even though my mother-in-law moved back to Michigan, we're still going to Florida for D2's fucking birthday. And that was D2 and Hillary have mentioned it multiple fucking times. Like, the Tron thing, that's cool, but bitch, they got it's Nintendo World, baby. Like, or Mario World. Like, what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's where Disney has lost it. Is in the value of their IPs. And I get that they bought Marvel and all these other big ones, but do people really give a shit about Mickey Mouse and Pluto and Goofy and Daffy and Minnie? And
I mean, I care about Pluto. That son of a bitch should be a planet again.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
do you hear about Pluto? It's fucked up.
Yeah. Got ripped off.
Pluto's a good streaming service too.
And I kept watching it a lot lately. Yeah, I've been yeah, it's good, man.
This is a damn shame that Pluto's got alopecia.
No, it's so interesting as Disney has all these issues that we're talking about across the board with their parks and everything. How they're just as an IP, as a brand, like they're not even tapped in culturally anymore. When we were growing up, it was like, oh, and here's the Disney characters, and like they were the characters that as a kid you got excited over, but you didn't watch them. You're like, yeah, Pluto and Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and all these people. You're like, yeah. And you're watching Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers instead.
Yeah, but I feel like as kids growing up in the 90s era, we had Nickelodeon, we had the kind of almost raunchy cartoons as kids growing up, like Ren and Stimpy and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I fucking love that show.
I mean, the other side of that, too, is, they still have Nickelodeon. Now you got, the mobile side of the internet for Disney. And I think it's just when this is the downfall of being super corporate. This is the downfall of, okay, well, instead of being on the pulse of what's cool or what's new and what's hot, we're listening to Twitter, and Twitter's so fickle, it's not anything that's fucking sustainable. So yeah, no one gives a shit about Mickey and Minnie and, the classic Disney characters because they're not doing anything cool. They've got the Mickey House Club show on whatever the fucks, the Clubhouse, but, kids age out of that. They don't have anything cool. What they had that was cool was Marvel. And now Marvel is in Twitter mode, right? We're getting She-Hulk and all and Miss Marvel and all this bullshit, all based on, what Twitter thinks is cool right now or what's topical or what the flavor of the month is. Whereas when we were kids, the internet wasn't everywhere. Nickelodeon was fucking it, sir. Fox Kids was fucking it.
Yep.
What was popular, we were all looking at the same fucking time. Saturday from fucking 7 to noon or 8 to noon for the cartoon hour. We had the after hour or after school hour time slot. We were all in the same place at the same fucking time watching the same shit. Now, Disney's bouncing bullshit off of what's trending, and shit. Twitter can't pay attention to what's trending for longer. What's the fucking time for something that's trending? The average time for it to be in the top 25 is like fucking an hour or something weird like that.
It's
so there.
No time. It's no time for them to read that something that changes that quickly is idiotic. It's a bad business move. And I think, once again, I think Universal is going to win with the Nintendo Land or Mario Land or whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, I would love to ride the Tron cycle, but I'm not going to pay that much money to go and just go do one ride. I'd rather go with my friends and play some real life big ass Mario Kart and have a good fucking time.
Especially when, and I know my three homies know, what did Disney just fucking release as part of their parks that was $3,000 a night, bitch?
Oh, I know this one. The Star Wars. Oh, what is this stuff?
Yeah.
Star Wars. The cruise.
Yeah. You're a Libra, aren't you, darling? Because they, Disney's already swung and missed with the Star Wars shit. And listen, I think the internet is slowly cooling off a little bit on the fuck up that was the sequel trilogy. But, in terms of, what's new, what's popular, what's hip, what's hot, especially when it comes to fucking theme park setups, that was a swing and a miss with Disney and Star Wars. And, if you're going to do some shit with Tron, you best not fucking miss.
No. Now, Jack White sends in a very generous super chat on topic for Tron. He says, Leto is the least of Tron's issues. Don't forget that Disney has largely lost the trust of parents because of the BS Iger put in place and the fact that they brought the man who was responsible for their current predicament back. That made me laugh when Bob Iger got rehired, because it wasn't a situation of, oh man, this guy's going to save everything. It's, hey, this is the guy that caused all these problems. It's so interesting that he's back.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I don't
know, man.
Two of us on this show are parents. Do you guys, how will you be introducing Disney to your kids, or how do your kids consume Disney already? Dion, Kendo, these are two separate questions for you guys.
I'm in the position where my kid's a little older. Devin's getting a little older too, so my boys are older. So far, our introduction in terms of all this shit has been just kind of loose, right? So they're not super into Disney stuff. Outside of when Frozen was popular, D2 was really into that. Devin really wasn't a fucking Disney kid. Mickey and them. D2 was real small. Devin wasn't really into that shit. And going forward, the parental trust thing, I think that's definitely something that gets talked about a lot, but there just isn't a lot of other reliable options. So I don't think that that's going to be a huge problem for them. But in terms of, introducing the characters, it's difficult to get Disney stuff in there because now it's YouTube. It's not Disney Plus like what they thought it was going to be. And so there isn't a whole lot of Disney love because, my kids are YouTube kids, and Disney's so stringent on their shit on YouTube. You don't see a lot of it out of them, at least in their age groups right now.
Yeah. Luckily, that's something I'm hoping to probably not have to deal with, because I wasn't a Disney kid. Like, I was aware of the Disney characters, but I didn't have Disney stuff. My sister had the Disney movies, so if I saw them, it was, tangentially. Like, she would be watching them while we were in the basement, and I was, in the other part of the basement, doing something else, and she was watching her Disney movie or something like that. So I'm aware of all the Disney movies, the animated movies, and the characters and things. But I wasn't really a Disney kid. My nephew, he would watch like Disney Junior and stuff, and like the Mickey Mouse show and things. He's grown out of that. The only Disney he consumes at this point is Star Wars. I'm already game planning for how I'm going to deal with baby OJ. He's going to see the Star Wars trilogy, the original, and that's it. He can find the other ones later and be like, Dad, why didn't you tell me about these? I'm like, ho, ho, ho. The same reason why you don't know that there's more than 3 Die Hard movies or 3 Indiana Jones movies, because they don't exist according to me. But my plan is just to try to do an end around and hope that maybe he's just more like me and he's going to want to watch sports and action movies and things like that and not go down the Disney road. I mean, he's just now starting to scratch the surface of Paw Patrol and Coco Melon, so I had that to deal with for a few years.
Oh, good. Dion, you know what it's like to survive Paw Patrol. Hamsters and all.
Oh yeah, he got that Paw Patrol stuffed little police doggy thing for Christmas. The first thing I did was take a picture of it and send it to Dion. I'm like, oh, here it comes. It starts.
It's a rough road when you hear that goddamn theme song and it's in your sleep. That joke's gonna be a little bit slower on the draw.
There was another show there was an ad that popped up on one of the videos that he was watching, because he also watches a lot of Miss Rachel, who was a teacher that during the COVID lockdowns just started making videos with her husband. Not those kind, but like,
I'm about to say, clarifications, please.
Yeah, no, she like sings songs to kids and all these things, and she's now like a multimillionaire or some shit. So she took advantage of her lockdown in New York and made a mint. So he watched a lot of that. But there was an ad for a show that's like these construction worker dogs. So it's like Paw Patrol, except for these dogs build shit. I might try to have him watch that. I mean, like, at least I would be okay with watching that. 'Cause I'm like, how is this dog going to drive this bulldozer and then fucking build a, giant building with his dog friends? I'm more interested in that than seeing, fireman dog, practice crowd control.
Just get him a copy of The Puppy Who Lost His Way, and all will be good. So
that's true. He'll be able to give a really great
speech. Get your ass out there and find that fucking dog.
Yeah, he'll be able to give a great speech, and then get shot down by some dude that's an asshole. But things happen. But
also, what was it? I know that's in Disney. The only part of the park that sells alcohol is the Star Wars part, correct?
Yeah.
No, I mean when I was there, it was throughout the park.
Okay. I was about to say because if that's the way it is in in both parks, then like Universal, you can just drink and go fucking get drunk and do some Mario Kart, because that sounds like a fucking plan.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun, especially if they give you shit to like fucking throw at each other, like red shells and things like that, and just fucking driving along drunk, just fucking clobbering each other. That would actually suck, but it would be a lot of fun at the time.
It would be awesome. It would be awesome.
Zip up behind Jeff. He's in the lead. Boom! And just fucking bust him over the head with a red turtle shell and just drive along. Grab his coins as you go by.
I was just playing Mario Kart today, actually.
God, it's such a... Did they release any new tracks yet? Because I've got all the waves that had came out previously.
That's what I turned it on for. I was like, hey, I wonder if the new levels are available. Nope. I mean, it's still fun to play what they just put out, but I'm definitely ready for more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, getting those for free, well, I mean, you got to pay for, like, the online thing. But honestly, that Nintendo, like, $50 online with the expansion pack to get the Sega and the Nintendo, that is well worth the fucking price. It's $50 for the whole fucking year. And I feel like I've gotten my $50 worth.
It's weird to like not want new Mario Karts. I just want them to keep updating it. Like same with Smash Brothers. You don't really need to upgrade that game. Just add new maps and new fighters.
Yep.
And that's it. There's really nothing else to perfect in terms of the gameplay mechanics. They got them both down. Like Nintendo's reached the point where it's like, yeah, maybe we're not the most powerful. Maybe we're not the most, but we still, whatever. But we still sell a lot, and people still come back. And they really don't have to do too much work. I mean, the Switch's life started out as the Wii U receptacle for all the leftover games. And here we are, 7 years later?
Yeah.
Ready for the next Nintendo, and still they're kind of just pulling games from the Wii U's life cycle to put on the system.
Mm-hmm. And we got the new Zelda coming out in a few months. I'm fucking ready for it.
Sign me up. This is a Zelda household. Always been, always will be.
That's how this household will be. My son will learn that Link is the true hero of time and the winds and the wild and, all the incarnations, and how, your job is to save Zelda in Hyrule, but you never get Zelda. In fact, you're probably going to bang that chick that's got the cows at that ranch.
Oh, Malin?
Yeah. It's going to give her some Lon Lon Ranch.
You mean Lon Lon Milk?
Sure. Just make sure you got enough bottles, kid. Those things come in handy. You store bees in there. You can store fairies in there. Potions, you name it.
When I played through my last Ocarina of Time playthrough, I did the whole bottle trick. I turned my... after you do the blue cuckoo or whatever, after you do the big Goron sword, you can't really use the blue cuckoo anymore.
Yeah.
I turned it into a bottle.
Nice.
So fuck it. I don't need this chicken anymore.
What came first, the chicken or the bottle?
In this case, the chicken. What lasted through the gameplay? The bottle. I used that bottle to fight Ganondorf. No, I didn't. All right, guys. So there isn't really much else to say about Tron, so let's move on to our next segment. Folks, thank you for watching tonight. Do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button to let us know that you enjoy this content, and thank you to everyone who sent in all your awesome super chat messages. We have 200 watching, but only 133 likes. Come on, folks, let's get those numbers up.
Yeah, it's easier for more people to find us when we have more likes on the videos.
Yep. And I'd like to say thank you and welcome to all of our new subscribers. Guys, the other day we were just celebrating how we hit 175,000, and now we're at 176,000. So, yeah, we keep on moving. We keep on trucking. Can't keep.
Yeah, we're actually making Velma is actually working for us.
Yeah, Velma's a great topic. I love talking about Velma. People think, oh, Velma. Yeah, thank you, internet. We'll be here for all your fun topics.
Yeah, I even put out a video on Patreon for that. I reviewed the first 2 episodes.
Now, folks, that'll be on Patreon coming tomorrow. So you know what you can do. You go to patreon.com/worldclassbs. The link is in the description below. Also, if you're looking for other links to us, we have titsandart.com. That book has been fulfilled. It's being fulfilled. I'm shipping everything out. I'm going to do some more work this weekend, and then they'll be out. They'll be done. So taking care of that. So if you want that, go to titsandart.com. But if you want a comic book and you want one of the best that's on its way, Woke Busters. Folks, this is an epic. It is a big book, roughly 72 pages. It's a lot of story. It's the story of 3 scientists and a janitor who go to Portland, Oregon to start their business destroying these triggered beasts. And well, after they're a little too successful, the city is run by nefarious people. So Woke Busters becomes a story of the guys taking on the city and a giant monster and all kinds of crazy stuff. Folks, we're going to have more promotion coming in the coming weeks, but we just wanted to get everyone excited for it. But first off, get excited for Tits and Art. Those books are on their way, and they look wonderful. The Tianator, the red cover, they both turned out great. I'd like to thank everybody who backed it, and get yourselves a copy, folks. If you're a red-blooded American male, or a male from any part of this planet, and women appeal to you, Tits and Art is the book for you. If you're a woman, and you like beautiful women, or you're anybody, and you like beautiful art, this book is for you. You don't have to be a thirsty dude, but if you're a thirsty dude, this glass of water is for you too, man. So have fun with it, folks. Our products are all about fun. You'll have a good time, you'll enjoy them, and you'll want to get the next and the next, because I'm a collector and I make collectibles. So be on the lookout, folks, for Nick's Patreon video reviewing Velma. I won't be reviewing Velma. I'll just make content about it for fun.
I acquired the 2 episodes by other means, and I was like, you know what, I'm bored right now, and I got the webcam plugged in, and I was like, let me make a video for a few minutes and go over this and how bad this is. So you get to see how bad it actually is.
I read the description on HBO Max, and that was enough.
Well, 2 more episodes dropped today. I did not watch them, nor will I watch them at all. So there you go.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. I'd like to thank Mindy Kaling for your terrible show. We appreciate you, Mindy. We appreciate you.
Jeez.
Never have I ever wanted to watch your content less than I do now. Now, guys, we are getting closer to My Immortal, so folks, be on the lookout for that. But we have a few more things to cover. I wanted to ask your opinions briefly. Anyone here a Harry Potter fan on the panel? I'm going to go with no for me.
No. The only thing from Harry Potter that I liked was the Quidditch World Cup game on PlayStation 2. That was fun, but I was too old. Harry Potter came out, I was in high school, and I was interested in talking to girls and not running around playing with my wand.
Yeah, but you're a soccer fan, so that all kind of...
But I like football, baseball, and
I'm
hockey,
kidding.
too.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I promise I'm joking.
We regularly talk about football. Like,
I know. Patrick Mahomes is going to win everything. But anyway, my point is, I would say I am a fan, even though I stopped being really interested in Harry Potter when I got to high school too. And plus, I just by that time I was already into Star Wars. I got more into Star Wars when I got to high school because I was in 7th grade when Harry Potter came out. But yeah, I mean, I still watch the movies. So I'd say yeah. I'd say by definition alone, yeah, I'm a Harry Potter.
And I'm in the middle. I mean, I've seen the movies, but I'm not. I've seen the movies with friends who wanted to watch them and wanted to show them to me, but I've never actually like. I don't own them. I don't watch them besides seeing them with my friends. Like it's okay. They're somewhat fun. They're fine. The only experience that I really loved was having alcoholic butterbeer with you guys in LA. That was fun.
LA.
Yeah, but that's why I did that. Thank you. But other than that, I don't care for it. It is what it is.
Now, there's a new video game coming out. I'm not a Harry Potter fan or enthusiast, but this game looks interesting because I like open world games. But there's a lot of controversy surrounding this Harry Potter game called Hogwarts Legacy. And it's going far, guys. So let me read this to you.
Jeez.
The Department of Justice has announced that anyone found to have pre-ordered the upcoming Harry Potter franchise game Hogwarts Legacy will be added to the anti-trans watch list. J.K. Rowling is known as a TERF whose hateful opinion that trans women are not real women literally kills millions every day, said Attorney General Merrick Garland. That's why we must put everyone who bought this Harry Potter game on a watch list. They are a dangerous hate group, and we will take this very seriously.
This has to be the Onion.
Merrick Garland continued by stating that the DOJ has frozen the bank accounts of all Hogwarts Legacy players indefinitely until they uninstall the game. The Department of Justice will also require them to burn their Harry Potter books, pour out their butterbeer, and formally renounce J.K. Rowling as a transphobic bigot. Anyone who supports Harry Potter supports J.K. Rowling, and anyone who supports J.K. Rowling supports the genocide of trans people, a former Harry Potter fan, Leslie Fezelbaum, said. People cannot be allowed to support women who hold the radical opinion, men who dress up and pretend to be women aren't women. At publishing time, the Department of Justice has added that anyone shown to have purchased Bible Adventures for the NES to their Christian National Watch list.
So that's Babylon Bee.
There you go. You said the Onion. You're wrong.
Well, when you first started, I was like, I can see that happening in the society we live in today. But
Sadly,
a little bit.
Sadly, that's something where it's like
as soon as it was J.K. Rowling's a TERF, I'm like, Merrick Garland wouldn't come out. I mean, I could see the Attorney General of the United States going, "Hey, we've got some people on our watch list for buying something." Okay, because J.K. Rowling's a TERF. Okay, look, he's not going to say that in front of a fucking, camera corps over here. Okay. The media is not, he's not going to say that in front of the media. So I was like, well, it's gotta be one of those two at this point. It's either the Bee or the Onion, probably the Bee.
The Bee or not the Bee? That is the question. Guys, one more topic before we transition into a wrestling thing and then My Immortal. And we have some more times we're going to be checking in with the audience. But guys, this popped up and it was a little sad. Let me get a nice image for one of our favorite actors / supervillains. And, well, we have some closure. So how do we feel about Mark Hamill as the Joker? Do we all agree he is the best voice actor to ever play the character?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, I have some bad news because, well, we'll never hear him voice the character again. With the passing of Kevin Conroy came the end for an iconic Batman and for Bat fans. But it's not all bad news. But not that all is bad news to share with the aftermath of the silencing of the voice that embodied the Dark Knight. And no Caped Crusader is complete without a Joker to face and foil. Conroy's yin to yang was the equal iconic Clown Prince of Crime voiced by Mark Hamill. And now Mark Hamill was quoted as saying this to Empire magazine. He said, they would call and say, "Do you want to do the Joker?" And my only question was, is Kevin Conroy going to be Batman? If they said yes, I would say I'm in. We were like partners, he explained. We were like Laurel and Hardy. Without Kevin there doesn't need to be a Batman for me. Given how rocked everyone was by Conroy's death, his remarks aren't surprising. A day after Conroy passed from cancer, Hamill paid tribute to the man, tweeting, "Stunned by the loss of the brilliant actor. Words can't express my admiration and respect for the man. Loved him like a brother." And so, I don't know why this is in the news today, guys, but this has been popping up. Now that Kevin Conroy's passed away, Mark Hamill will no longer play the Joker. So, we've lost Batman, we've lost the Joker. Do you think in our lifetime you'll ever get another iconic voice duo like that?
Probably not.
Yeah, when you said Mark Hamill, said something, I was like, oh, what dumb shit did he say? Again, it's like, oh, okay, he's doing something noble actually, and
his reasoning is sound. Like, they worked together for so long that it's like do you really want to keep going on when you don't have to because the person you want to do it with isn't there? It's like, I wouldn't want to do this show without you guys unless the check cleared.
I mean, yeah. We'd be disappointed if you didn't do that,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think we will. The nature of life moving on is that motherfucker moves on whether you want to or not. And we may not get that combination for Batman and the Joker ever again. But the industry is getting bigger, especially now that voice actors are getting, long overdue recognition for what they fucking do, what they put up with, what they're capable of doing. We're gonna get another great duo, whether that's a comic book movie or the next big move. But yeah, I don't blame them. I'm not surprised. Especially with all the shit that Mark Hamill talks in general, I'm not surprised that that's where he went, because yeah, they were you saw them interacting on Twitter and Instagram all the fucking time, on Facebook all the time. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But yeah, I think eventually we will. I mean, people say that about sports all the time. When are we gonna get the next so and so? As that shit gets bigger and better, I don't know if they'll ever match Hamill and Conroy, but damn, I think it's only a matter of time before we get another great thing with two other motherfuckers who take it super serious.
Well said. All right, guys, so let's transition into our wrestling segment before we get to My Immortal. We're keeping things a little tighter tonight, folks. Thank you for watching. And before we get into My Immortal, though, actually, before we get into wrestling, let's pick, Kendo, pick a number between 1 and 69, please.
In honor of the Messiah himself, who is going to put a beat down on Ladyboy Lawrence and the Jaguars this weekend, give me a number 15. That's what's going to happen to the Jacksonville secondary.
There you go, folks. It's now officially a button. So if you ask, it won't take long at all. Now, where were we at? Here we go. Commander Cody, thank you very much. Burley Null, thank you very much. Joseph Bienowicz, here we go. The very generous super chat. He says, here's to Nick's expense account to Nashville WCBS on-scene reporting.
Yes.
If I get word that's actually going down, I guess I'll go down too.
Yeah, I mean, we're already buying... Dion, we started a fund since you weren't here last week. There's a fund for assless chaps.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, for one of us specifically, or just
for
a general...
Nobody
gotcha.
For you.
Gotcha. I love you guys so much.
Hey, it's not us, it's the audience. They sent us Sejorjan and...
That's what I was talking to.
Okay. I was like, we love you.
I mean, I love you guys too. Don't get me wrong. But the audience, clearly, they have me on their mind and making sure I get some assless chaps. I mean, is there a better gift? I can't think of one.
I can't either, and I'm not even going to try. So, Georgian, thank you very much. We read that one about fun fact of Nintendo. Here we go. Xavier the God says, what problems do you guys have with modern games? For me, it's focusing too much on graphics than gameplay. Also, battle passes and microtransactions to win. I hate both of those things as well.
Yeah, that's a little much, because I mean it was gone for a minute, but now with every iteration of like Call of Duty, it seems like if you just pay the $100 for the pass and then some more credits or whatever, you can like be in God mode and just win everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, like once again, I don't play those games very much, but
that's why you should download Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but I mean, it definitely you gotta either. Yeah, and admittedly, so I haven't played Modern Warfare 2 here in a month or so. But which, on that note, follow us on Twitch. Hiller and I are getting back into that shit. We're gonna get caught up with God of War shit and Call of Duty. So follow us on Twitch. But yeah, definitely microtransactions for me. 100% microtransactions. I fucking hate that shit. Jeff Dan and I were fucking pumped for Battlefront when it came out. So then Battlefront 2 comes out and it's just microtransactions. Like all three of us were like, yeah, we're not getting this shit. Fucking that was something that we had all talked about with Kendo when he first joined the fucking show. Like, Battlefront, blah, 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 blah. Like it's just microtransactions kill things. And then they added them to to when they re-released the original Modern Warfare, you couldn't get certain shit unless you paid for it. And that's the thing that's going to eventually cause another pop in the video game market is the goddamn microtransactions.
That's why I love that fucking Deep Rock Galactic game so much. It's PvE, teamwork, or you can go it alone. It's a lot of fun. And the only shit you got to pay for in the game is DLC cosmetic stuff. I buy it because it's a free game that the devs gave me on Game Pass, and I feel like throwing them a bone and saying thanks for making such a great game that I enjoy very much.
Yeah, I downloaded that. I think around Thanksgiving, and I played it for a little bit, and then I just forgot it. It's still there. I just got to update my Xbox and get back into it.
Being such a bender, and we can get on there and kill some bugs and do some rock and stone here.
Yeah, man, definitely. We'll get on that. We will definitely get on that.
Xavier to God, another thing I hate about modern gaming, and this is my number one, is I hate games like The Last of Us and games that are long cutscene games. Any video game that is basically created for the video game journalist.
Yep.
Oh God.
I hate
You're here to
those
play
kind of
games, not watch movies, bitch.
Exactly. I don't care about Joel and Ellie's heartbreaking struggle. I don't care about that dumb shit. You know what I care about? How well Mario Kart controls or how fun Grand Theft Auto is. I don't need to be emotionally...
cutscenes you can't skip.
Thank you. They're fucking trash, man. And the thing is, we're older than every game. We're older than your modern gaming journalist. We've grown up from Atari, beeps and boops to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's so boring. Or... honestly, it just goes against what gaming is for me. I like Mega Man X. You fire up Mega Man X, couple seconds of credits, that shit starts, you're dropped in the middle of gameplay. I don't want to ramp myself up for a game. I don't want to have to watch, a 45-minute inciting incident of how these characters got to point A or point B. It's like, I don't care. Just start me in a game. Grand Theft Auto, great way. In number 3, you start out in the middle of a heist. Your guy gets shot. A moment later, he's going to jail. They're transferring him, and he escapes from prison. And there's your game. I don't feel like you need 2 hours of preamble. Even a game I like Red Dead Redemption 2, definitely goes a little too heavy on some of the cutscenes. I get it that you want this big experience. You want everything to be as cinematic as possible.
The game to come alive.
Yeah, I just want the game to move at a pace. I want to control the game. I don't want to have to sit and wait for it to tell me things that I don't care about.
Yeah,
give me a fast forward button. That's it.
If I wanted to watch a movie, I'd watch a movie, but I'm not here to play a game and shoot shit.
Or like the skip scene button is it's glorious sometimes. But I will say that horror games over the past 2 years have really come up a lot, and that's made me very happy. Dark Pictures, any of their stuff, I know Dion's been on that kick too. They have made some really fun horror related stuff, and it's been so much fun playing them.
Amen to that.
We've got the Evil Dead game that came out last year. That was a lot of fun, still fun. We're getting the Killer Clowns one coming out. Jupiter Ascend. What is it? Not Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter, whatever the new one that came out is.
Yep.
That one's been a lot of fun. It's basically it reminds me of a remake, a little bit of Dead Space. Just all the graphics are all nicer now. But yeah, I mean, we're getting there is the shit end of gaming. I won't lie about that, but like there are some really good ones and really fun ones that you can play for a long time that aren't crazy with microtransactions and shit like that are actually really fun to play. So I mean, you got to apparently got to wade through a lot of crap, but there are good ones there to play.
Yeah, that's one of the exciting things about me having the kid now. Like, I fully intend on when he's 5 years old on Christmas getting him a Nintendo like I did, and it'll be different. Like, our parents didn't really grow up with video games, so playing video games with our parents probably didn't happen a whole lot. Did occasionally, but I grew up with video games. That's gonna be the one thing my son and I are gonna do a lot of. We're gonna play video games and cuss out, referees on TVs. Dad does a lot of that.
That is actually true. Yeah, we're the generation who is going to play games with our kids. Yeah, that's the thing. Holy shit.
Yeah, my dad would play Nintendo with me occasionally. Sometimes he'd play Sega, but he got to the point where he's like, until it becomes like a thing I can put on my head and it's like I'm actually in it, which they have those now, then he's out of video games. He was a pinball person. He liked pinball, things. He didn't really do the arcades. My mom sort of, same thing. But, that's the one thing I got going. Shit. Yeah, I was like, that's one thing I got going. It's like, how am I going to bond with my kid? We're going to fucking play Mario together.
Speaking of pinball, I saw a Facebook post that Casper Van Dien was selling his Starship Troopers pinball machine.
Of course, he
say
is.
Something about the Ho-Cop.
He must have to have some kind of alimony payment to keep that Eastern Bloc wife he got.
They don't come cheap.
They don't come cheap, son.
Especially when they learn half.
Yeah, that's why. That's why you need to
learn
learn the word.
Lately, Casper.
You need to learn that word prenup real quick.
Don't get me wrong, she fine, but don't think that because y'all was both doing Bat in the Sun videos that she might not wake up. You know what I'm saying, Casper? So, I can't say I'm surprised.
If you get one from the Eastern Bloc, teach her two things: how to say moose and squirrel, and your family isn't living here.
Those are safety precautions. Those aren't just phrases. Yeah. Those are, you live and die by that.
Yeah. So all you got to say musket, moose, and squirrel, and your family cannot come and live here with us.
Mm-hmm. And the phrase you may hear, honey, multiple times is, "No, I'm not signing for that."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I've been doing a lot more gaming this week in my downtime. You guys ever play Gears of War?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hillary and I were talking about getting back. One reason we were going to get a goddamn Xbox One so we can go back and play that together.
Yeah, I've been considering doing it.
That's got to be something we all play together.
Yes.
Only the third one's 4-player, so we'll do a campaign together. We'll Twitch stream it. I want us to do... monthly would be probably too much to get through in terms of time, but it'd be fun to do a minimum 4 games a year as us, We work through some kind of game just to fucking... Yeah. The one that looked like it was going to be amazing but ended up shitting the bed was that monster game where it's like 4 of you versus 1 monster.
Yeah, Evolve or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was it. That looked good.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking... Because we were talking about getting it, and we were all like, let's just wait. So I want to say we were all like committed to getting it. And then it was just like, we were like, shit. Yeah, I heard it wasn't great. Like that. I was emotionally a little mad about that one.
Xavier God, thank you for that awesome super chat. TLJ Screwjob says, FYI, Jeff, you're missing the K from Joker in the description, and the good, the bad, and the ugly cream pies, like that lady cop got. TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. I did try to edit that and fix it. They said, you can't do it while live through StreamYard, so I'll take care of that afterwards. Hashtag Joer is going to help you find this stream even quicker.
About as ugly as that fucking statue they unveiled the other day that looked like a giant fucking dong.
Oh, the Martin Luther King statue. What is that supposed to be? Because I keep seeing it from one angle.
All right. Well, you see that from that angle because it looks like. So if there are 2 angles you look at it,
it's supposed to be a hug.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be Martin Luther King Jr. hugging his wife, but they only use the arms. They didn't incorporate any other parts of a human body. So from one angle, it looks like 2 hands holding a giant bronze dick. And on the other
I thought it was a dude going down when
which
Hillary
if you look
first
at it from
showed
the other angle, it looks like a picture of a dude going down on a chick.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck did you just say? She's like, that's supposed to be the statue. I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, so from that angle, it looks like a hand helping another dude hold his dick while he pees.
Yeah. Because it's at his church, isn't it?
No, it's in Boston.
Oh, fuck. Thank God. I thought it was at his church or at the one that's outside of his house. So I was like, y'all did not do that shit.
That's why I sent you guys that tweet. I sent you guys that tweet on Monday. I said, I don't think that was part of the dream.
Right. That was an at home. It's 12:30 in the morning dream. That ain't for the rest of us to see type dream based on this angle from the northeast.
Yeah. But that thing was like $10 million or something fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, they made that shit in a week. Somebody started up the fucking $9 million. Like, we got $1 million left. What do we do?
That is exactly what happens. Exactly. That is what happens when you get your artists off of fucking Twitter. God damn it. They come up with some bullshit.
Modern art masterpieces, baby.
Yeah, man. Like, everybody's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. It's like, you had the opportunity here to unveil a statue on this man's birthday, a holiday celebrating his life and his legacy of the nice things that he said about how it'd be a really great idea if we just all treated each other good. And you come up with this?
Yeah, dude. Like we were not trying to look at some fellatio or a Dutch rudder. What the fuck were you thinking? And plus, the age-old question that Nick and I asked all the guys, how many times have we? And Nick knows exactly what I'm going to say. Who fucking okayed this shit? That's what we want to know.
Yeah. Who looked at this and said that looks fantastic? They had to have just seen a sketch,
right? Or he changed it the last minute. Or whoever the artist fucking was, I don't even fucking. I was so flabbergasted. It could have been a dude.
His name is
it was a fucking dude.
His name is Hank Willis Thomas.
That's the view of the guy.
Tank. It's always the motherfuckers named Tank that be doing the wildest shit.
No, Hank.
Oh,
Hank
thank
Tank.
God.
Here, it's just he's the most nondescript black dude ever. That's the guy.
See.
He should know better.
He should know better. Yeah, you have failed multiple groups of people. It's bad enough you look like the kid that didn't have enough for a Bosco sticker in the lunch line, but that's the shit that you fucking came up with. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir.
Yeah.
God damn it! Now we're all having a way different conversation.
Yeah, like if it was a dude that looked like me that came up with this, you'd be like, "What an asshole! He did that shit on purpose." But him, you got to be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Somebody came along and said, we're going to give you all this money to come up with this idea for a sculpture celebrating Martin Luther King. Give us what you got. And he comes up with this giant fucking cock-holding, weird, sculpture. If the idea was it was supposed to be like, Martin Luther King holding Coretta Scott King, that's where he gets the inspiration, that hug. Just make them two the fucking statue. Just make a statue of the two of them, like from that picture of them hugging each other.
Right?
You would think if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, we want you to make a statue of MLK and his wife hugging each other." Okay, you got a picture? That I can do that, and you're going to get a statue version of that fucking picture. I'm not going to take any weird liberties because the last thing I'm thinking is I want this thing to look like a giant dick. And I want people to be pissed at me
especially if it's you, Kendall, you getting
I have to be extra fucking careful with
you gotta be
this thing.
Yeah. Every step you're like, does this look good? Is this okay?
Like this
you're
ain't
fine,
gonna make me look like a racist asshole, is it? No, we good? We good here? All right, cool.
Guys,
make sure.
What was more offensive to Martin Luther King's legacy? This statue or Tales from the Hood 2?
With Tales from the Hood 2, we could laugh about that and just blow it off as Rusty Cundiff being a fucking Nimrod. Because that, you can watch that and it fades into obscurity. That's a 15 or 10 or however many $1 million statue in fucking Boston that people are looking at every day. There's buildings behind that statue. There's people that either live in those buildings or go to school in them buildings or work in them buildings. And every day they look out that window and they either see a dude chowing down on some box or a giant fucking hog being held up by 3 hands.
Happy Sweetest Day, everybody. This is the statue for our city.
Like, was that supposed to be the Valentine's Day statue? I'm not sure.
I mean, I know it's the future and shit, but we gonna make statues of this guy doing it. It's a hug. Well, that's awkward.
I've never seen a hug like that, though. That's the thing.
Oh my gosh!
I've seen lots of hugs, like dude hugs, like bro hugs, side hugs, embraces, passionate embraces. I ain't never seen a hug that looked like just 2 disembodied arms that looked like dicks from various angles being held up by multiple hands.
Guys, serious question. Who had a shittier statue done in their legacy? Martin Luther King or, look at the screen, Lucille Ball?
That is terrifying.
Dude, you got to pull up the Ronaldo one now.
Yeah, the Ronaldo one is funnier.
Because the Ronaldo, that Lucille Ball, that doesn't even look like Lucille Ball. That looks more like Fred Mertz.
Shit.
Or Ricky had a rough day at the fucking Copacabana.
It looks like another actress.
It could be fucking Dean Martin from a certain angle.
Listen. That ain't
Jesus
Lucille
Christ.
Ball. That's Dean Martin trying to get back to Detroit City.
Yeah. Oh dear God. Who
See
did
that
this?
the Ronaldo one's got to take the cake here because it don't even look like him.
He looks like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah,
Shit.
a little bit.
He looked like fucking what's his name in American Psycho with those eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Listen,
like Ronaldo
he
with
looks, he looks like Buzz Lightyear with an extra chromosome. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like
Shit.
Ronaldo if he had an extra chromosome.
He looks like Buzz Lightyear saying to infinity and beyond through gritted fucking teeth and a murderous heart. That is Buzz Lightyear if he lost his fucking mind in space by himself.
So I'm gonna have to still go with Martin Luther King statue because while the Ronaldo one doesn't look anything like him and it's very bad, and the Lucille Ball one looks even more atrocious, those just look like bad depictions of that individual's face. They don't look like a giant cock being suspended in the air by multiple hands.
No, and it's not just like a cock from one angle. It's like from another angle, the dude's going down on some chick.
Yeah, but like most of the angles, it looks like a giant cock.
Yeah, it's just bad. Like somebody didn't 3D render it or make a fucking small 3D print of it and look at it from every angle and be like, this is a bad idea.
Or this dude was playing 4D chess and he said, how can I get my name out there and get a statue that people will not stop talking about? I know. I will take a giant civil rights icon that most people hold a positive opinion about, and I'm going to make a statue of him that's supposed to be giving a loving hug to his wife, and I'm going to make it look like he's either going down on her or she's holding up his massive fucking Johnson.
This is how you get fired forever. This is what that happens.
Problem is, this dude ain't going to get fired forever. I guarantee he gets another job.
You're probably right.
When they open up the Porno Hall of Fame, he will be the first sculptor they call back. Look, we know. We've seen your work. You make some very nice cunnilingus and or giant cock, statues. We want to hire you. The first one you got is Peter North.
Oh God.
The North Pole. It's a little late for Christmas, Kendo, but
yeah, he's gonna be the one designing the AVN awards next year.
Yeah. Be like, we got these statues. We need Lexington Steele, Peter North, and Christy Canyon, and Jenna Jameson. Do your best. Put them all together if you want to, actually.
I think we should be commissioned to do the art for AVN next year.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen your drawing of naked women, and I would say that you're on the right path, sir, for that type of job.
I call the fucking model.
I
get to be the model.
You get to pick the model or be the model.
No. I'm being the model. I get to take the picture.
It's just gonna be that picture of that dude sitting there on the bed.
Oh God!
Yeah, he's just gonna walk in. He's gonna be like the fucking live nude models. Just drop his fucking robe and sit there on the bed in that pose and just stare you dead in the eyes.
That's how we win at the AVNs. We ain't trying to sweep the awards, Kendo.
We're just trying to get our names out there.
Yeah, we're just trying to get a little media attention. We ain't trying to sweep the awards. We don't want to ruffle any feathers here now. Hashtag, those of you out there, give a brother a call. Eve Lawrence.
Oh my God! Is she still alive? Is she still doing stuff?
She is. Hey man, I think she was at the last AVN. She says on Instagram. As far as I know, she's sober. So hey,
that's good.
Things could be worse,
Yeah,
that's true.
Now, speaking of worse, TLJ Screwjob says, speaking of Birth of a Nation, should it be shown in film class? I think yes, because of techniques it was the first to do, regardless of material.
If you're teaching a film class, yes, just because of, it was monumental in filmmaking. The message was not appropriate or good, but it was in terms of filmmaking, yes, they did a lot of things that were like new and cutting edge in the technology of filmmaking, and the things where you do something different shit, like the J.J. Abrams,
the
shadow lighting,
yeah. Right, yeah.
That's the only reason.
Very technical terms.
Yeah, you would only show it in film class for the technical reasons. All the other reasons, you would not want to show it to anybody.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. TLJ Screwjob has a couple more. He says, Dion, Nick, and Kendo, what are your thoughts on the $170 Harry Potter bookseller? So what he's asking is, there's a person on Etsy that takes a Harry Potter book, cuts the cover off and all the pages, including J.K. Rowling's name, and rebinds it and sells it for huge profit. What do you think of that?
I think anybody that buys that book's an idiot. That guy's brilliant.
Yes, I respect the hustle. We all got bills to pay.
100%.
You do your thing, but don't let Twitter get you to buy dumb shit. Don't get me wrong. I ain't a fan of her personally, but that's some bullshit. And if you're buying that, one, nobody gives a shit, and two, you just look like an idiot. Don't do it.
Yeah, that person's trying to make a quick buck, and I mean, if they're minting that money, that's fine, good for them. But they don't give a shit about any cause.
Exactamundo.
Yeah, they're just waiting for that PayPal money to roll in and just see how much it stacks
they'll tell
up.
you they'll cut off the covers of a lot of bullshit if you're gonna give them a fucking,
Hey man, they'll make you an arrangement out of the Mindcom book if you ask them nicely.
Damn right they will.
You know.
TLJ Screwjob also says, The Land Before Cream Pies. Cream pie to the future.
I think they made it.
I'd watch both
recently. They did that. Yeah.
TLJ Screwjob also says, My super chat you missed last week. Well, you read a different chat of mine, but Robot Shlomo asked why Velma wasn't canned. I said I was shocked. I'd be shocked it was, or if it was. Oh, sorry, I missed that, TLJ Screwjob. Velma's not going to get a second season, though. Unless some fuckery happens. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna call it and say she gets a second season.
Oh, okay. I do not listen. Apparently, that's the prevailing thought. That this is one of the first shows that's gonna weaponize hate watching. But yeah, I do not think it's gonna get another season.
Wait, this is the first one? What happened to She-Hulk being the
not
first
not the first, but where that was 100%. A part of the, She-Hulk for sure. Definitely gets a nod. But based on what everyone's saying is in Velma, it is unbelievable what they thought was going to fly in this show. And it has to have been, they were trying to capitalize on the whole hate watch bullshit. It has to, because that shit doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. None of it makes any fucking sense. Apparently, I keep hearing Scooby-Doo is going to be like a black female character or whatever later on in the show.
Isn't that messed up though? Because
that is 100% messed up. That is 100% messed up.
I mean, that looked like a meme.
Be a dog.
Listen, I wouldn't believe any of that shit. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. This thing just seems like a wild fucking fever dream. It's weird as fuck. But again, I'd be amazed if they actually did that shit. But again, Velma exists, so can't count anything out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be making more Velma videos. Don't worry, folks. We're also going to have some other content coming out in the coming days. And again, we'd like to thank and welcome all of our new subscribers. It's been a fun couple of weeks getting back into the new year, and we have more coming your way. Be on the lookout for all of our content. Make sure you hit those thumbs up buttons to let others know that you like this content, and it helps us become more searchable from this basic computer that controls everything. So thank you guys in advance. We appreciate each and every one of you. Now, moving on, a few more of these before we get into our wrestling segment. Jack White says, I sent the link on Tuesday after the High Council. I will tell Kendo to send that one. Star Phoenix, I thought your message was hilarious. I don't know why YouTube didn't want to allow it. Xavier to God says, fuck, marry, kill. Spider-Man, Batman Begins, and Iron Man. Okay. I will fuck... where'd it go? Shit, it jumped. Oh, this is hard because I like all these movies. I will marry Batman Begins. I will fuck Iron Man, and I will kill Spider-Man.
Oof.
Yeah, I said that. I'm going by my movies, not my heroes.
Fuck, man. Kill Batman Begins, marry Spider-Man, and fuck. Oh my God, what was the last one?
Iron Man.
Spider-Man. Iron Man, yeah, and fuck Iron Man.
Marry Iron Man, fuck Batman Begins, and kill Spider-Man.
Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. Enrique Vasquez says, "Hail WCBS, another great Thursday night. Thank you. Can I get a Doc Brown button, please? Also, burritos or tacos? Which do you guys prefer?" Okay, guys, which do you prefer, burritos or tacos?
Burritos, because they're a little bit more portable than tacos.
Burritos, yeah, they're a little bit. They can be more contained, and more shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go burritos as well, because you can make some massive burritos and do a lot more than I guess you can with a taco. But I do like tacos a lot. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to order a meal that requires like a bunch of them. So like I wouldn't go out and order 10 tacos, or I don't go to White Castle and get 10 cheeseburgers. I tend to like, I'd rather have a burrito. That's just more. It's convenient that way. Mm-hmm. So there is my reasoning. Also, you asked for Doc Brown. Great Scotty's dead, Marty. I need to watch that movie soon. It's been too many months.
What was it? I actually on Pluto, Project Almanac came on.
That's a solid movie.
Yeah, I know. I watched it again and I was like, this is really fucking good. Like, you did the whole circular thing with it. It was crazy with the timeline stuff, the whole jumping back and trying to credit. Like, it was really, really good and really well done too on the budget they had. And I was like, man, this was such a fucking hit. And I hope more people watch it because it was just, it's really good.
I saw it in theaters, dude. I really liked it. I even thought that kid should have played Spider-Man.
Yeah, I need to go make sure I have the DVD and watch all the special features and learn what they did and how they did it, because it's just, I don't know, it looks like a lot of fun.
The DVD, who are you? 2002?
Find the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray. I'll make sure I have the Blu-ray.
There you go. There's a limit. Look, if you put a DVD on my Xbox, it makes the picture float in the middle of the screen. We've reached the point where DVD is now the inferior technology.
DVD is VHS tape. Is that where we're at now?
Well, it's a shame too, because DVD had all the cool extras and stuff. Blu-ray don't have that shit.
That's true, because, well, I mean, if you go to Eurotrip, the DVD has a bunch of awesome extras. The Blu-ray ain't got shit. So, yeah.
Well, it's the trade-off. Luckily, if you're like me, you have all the versions, and then you're like, well, I really feel like watching all the special features today, so you watch them that way.
Yeah.
Up next, we had one from our friend Shrubbles08, who says, Alec Baldwin in Cream Pie. He's a straight shooter.
I never miss.
Well, no, that's true. Alec Baldwin does have a fairly good, accuracy record.
Xavier to God says, I've never seen Tron, but I really enjoyed Legacy. Well, check it out.
I've also never seen Tron, but I want to.
Yeah, I remember when the Legacy came out, they had the special edition crazy Blu-ray of the first one that I got, and it was entirely worth it because they remastered it a little bit. They did some nice sound stuff on it, and it's pretty, to be honest, it's pretty boring. But if you want to get into it and really watch and know where it came from, watch the first one. It's very long and very very 80s, but give it a watch.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's got great special effects, and the way they were done is fascinating to me. So.
Oh yeah.
DDO, thank you very much, says, I wonder what is more deadly, being a DP on Alec Baldwin flick, an Asian kid on a John Landis set, or a pigeon in a Michael Bay general vicinity.
Oh, God.
All of which are very dangerous jobs.
Probably a female at a Cosby show.
Ooh.
A lot of pudding pops.
Yeah. That one hurt. Yeah, thank you, DDO. I'm going to go with a John Landis set because that shit was shot illegally at night under bad working conditions. So, there you go. It's weird, too. I don't like to talk about that. It's such a sad, dark thing. But I'm also a huge John Landis fan, so it's such a weird thing for me to talk about in general. Because I want to, sing the dude's praises, but I also, I don't know, I still want to. I want to acknowledge that thing and move on, but not make that a focal point. You know, I think there's other stuff in the guy's career to talk about.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I like his stuff a lot too. So it's just kind of weird to to be like he made the mistake. It was a terrible mistake, and that's about it. I mean, what do you do really? What do you do?
Exactly. Jack White, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. He says, Leto is the least of Tron's issues. Don't forget that Disney has largely lost the trust of parents because of B.S. Iger put them through. We did read this one, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack White, thank you for everything, though. I appreciate you, man. TLJ Screwjob says, speaking of Universal Harry Potter World, have you seen 2 tear down everything to change it? Star Wars Land, take out the rides and its generic sci-fi land. How far it's fallen. You have to tear down everything to change is what you're saying. Yeah, you do. Dude, I've been to Harry Potter World countless times. It's an all-inclusive, all immersive land. It's cool. You don't even realize you're in California anymore. And I don't even like Harry Potter.
I don't even like California.
Yeah. Ain't that great? Oh, there's Dion. Oh,
back again, baby.
Woo! Black again? Got it. Dion, did I tell you what I actually have planned for February as a joke?
No.
I'm going to pull out the Criterion Collection of Shaft.
Shit.
Wait. First of all, I'm very happy that Shaft made it to the Criterion Collection. Like,
bro, it's a nice set too because the first movie's been remastered, but they give you a copy of the second one as well. That just Shaft's big scores included as a bonus.
I fucking love that Shaft has made it to the goddamn Criterion Collection.
Yeah, it's like amazing picture quality too.
That's wonderful. No, they do a good job of transferring the stuff. It does take a little bit for them to do it, but they do a wonderful job with the transfers.
I like to get these movies as like a one-time purchase thing. It's like I've never owned a copy of Shaft, the original, but I own the 2019 movie, and I got to get a copy of the year 2000 movie because I like all 3 of those. Reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it. Each one of those films is good to damn good to great, and I stand by that, man.
The funny
Shaft
thing
is
is,
a solid flick.
In the 2019 version, they talk about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like reference to it.
I bought the 2019 version. That shit was.
It was so much fun. Like I was so scared when it came out that I was like, okay, what are they gonna do with it? I was like, they did fine with it. They made fun of their stuff. It was good. It was good.
Especially when you have the lovely part of the fact that John Shaft, nephew of the original John Shaft, is totally okay with just shooting a bitch.
We live in a progressive world, Dion.
Listen, like that was, it goes back to that fun part that Nick and Jeff were talking about, man. Like it was a fun movie. Like that's how you expect those characters to grow with the times. Like, yeah, they're cool. Like if they want to fight, we gonna fight too. Like, hey, yo, you being a pussy, you gonna talk to her or not? You know, fucking, oh God, that 2019 was awesome. That one was good. It should have gotten a lot more love than what it did.
Yeah, it should have.
Do you want to do a watch party for it on Black History Month?
Is a pig's pussy poke, brother?
Maybe we should pick. Look, if we're gonna do Black History Month, like blaxploitation shit, we should pick some good ones and like actually, a little bit of Patreon, a little bit on YouTube. We'll teach people on Patreon. There we go.
Yeah,
damn right.
There's one specific one we can watch that we cannot put the title of that movie on YouTube.
Oh, I won't even type that on Patreon. It'll just be called The Boss, starring.
Oh yeah, okay. I was about to say, I was like, what are we talking about?
Boss Nubian.
Boss Nubian.
That just sounds like a hip hop group from the early '90s.
Dude, I have a poster that says that entire title on there, signed by the guy.
Boss Nubian.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Because I bought the
Electric
poster.
Funk.
No, I bought the poster off Amazon because they fucking had it, and then he was at a convention. I was like, "Please sign this," and he signed it. And like, he was the coolest fucking dude, man. I'm questioning if I should have it in my place or not.
I mean,
you could get away with it.
It's a conversation starter. I don't know if it's going to get you a lot of women, but I mean, it's a conversation starter for sure.
Yeah, I know. I need to hang up the Super Troopers poster I got from those guys.
Dude, actually, wait, you live in the South. If you bring some white women over, you're going to be really popular with that poster on the wall. So maybe you should hang. That goes in the living room. Get yourself one of those lit display cases.
Oh my
for
God.
the double-sided posters.
Yeah.
And then like bring a white woman over and you tell her the whole story of how you went and got it signed and this and that. And in your city, you could probably find somebody that would really excite.
Yeah,
Probably
You might be
true.
married by the end of the
That's
weekend.
Probably true.
yeah, you can get away with that in Georgia still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Made in Georgia. I love those videos. All right, Nick, so we know what you're going to do in 2023. Kendo, how do you think his 2023 will fare him?
You know what? I believe in him, and so I think he's going to do just fine.
Same. You never not believe in a bullshitter. That's rule number 1472 on the poster. Folks, go to shopwcbs.com to get yourself some WCBS merchandise, including Wokebusters posters. Our friend Monsters01 in the chat got really excited when he got his copy of Tits and Art Guys because he was reading the page with Wokebusters faces. He's like, I've never seen it before. These look hilarious. So, folks, even in the previews to Wokebusters, people are getting excited. This is going to be the funniest comic book event of the year. No other book out there is like it. You can find other superhero books, you can find other horror books, you can find other genre books, but you cannot find another book like Wokebusters, and you cannot find another book like Stealing Solo. You can't find work like ours. We're the only people out there that are doing it, and people like it. When we put something out, they notice. So, folks, get involved with something different and new and exciting. You don't want the same old shit. Boring after a while.
Yeah, dude. Whenever you get done with it, I definitely want to take a copy to Ernie Hudson.
Oh God, yeah.
100%. Whenever it gets done, because I think he'd enjoy it. He would enjoy it for sure.
Everyone will enjoy it, folks. This is one of the most universal comic books ever. Really, anybody will be able to sit down and read it because it has all the action and science and horror and other things that you love out of comics, but it also has a story that just is relevant to everybody and relatable to everybody. So be on the lookout, folks. I just put an update up on Indiegogo the other day. There will be more updates, and before you know it, it'll be here. I'm working on it almost every day, and I'm excited and proud of it. That's the most I'll pimp my own work in that way. You'll never hear me say, oh, I drew everything so perfectly. That's not how I talk about my stuff, but I do have a story that's going to blow you away, and you'll be talking about it forever, because there is nothing like it. Now, guys, we'll do 2 more things, and then we're going to move on to some other stuff, including My Immortal. But, folks, thank you for supporting the show. We appreciate you guys. TLJ Screwjob says, Fuck, Marry, Kill, Squash Match Edition. Bolo versus Guards and Enter the Dragon. Johnny Cage flawless victory against Goro in Mortal Kombat from 1995. Or Brock versus Goldberg at Taker's streak ending. After Taker's streak ending.
I'm going to kill the Johnny Cage one because he should have lost that fight. Goro should have won. If you want to make Goro the monster, you got to kill somebody, high on the card. Oh, I'm going to fuck Brock versus Goldberg because that match went exactly the way it should have. And it was actually entertaining for the few minutes that it happened. And I'm going to marry Bolo versus the Guards and Enter the Dragon because Chong Li is awesome.
Excellent reasoning.
I can dig it.
Me too. I will fuck Johnny Cage versus Goro because Kendo, while I do agree with your criticism of Goro needs to be booked as a monster and needs to beat somebody high up on the card, he actually murdered the dude before Johnny Cage, and Johnny Cage had shown in the film that he respected that fighter, so I like that. I will marry Bolo versus the Guards and Enter the Dragon because it's Enter the Dragon, and I don't like Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, even though it went the way it should have, and I actually, I'm happy about that. It's just Goldberg matches, and Goldberg should have stayed retired, so that's why I'm answering the way I am.
That's good. I like that. I like that one too.
All right.
I'm gonna fucking kill Goldberg and Brock because it went the way it should have. But fuck Bill Goldberg. I've said it for years. I think that guy was fake as shit, and I don't care what anyone says. Him beating the Fiend was fucking bullshit. I am marrying Johnny Cage Goro because that's one of the funniest scenes in the movie, and he got some get back. And also, the only reason why I'm okay with him losing to Johnny Cage is because Goro is a defending champion of Mortal Kombat. So you got to remember that part too. So he's already been to the top of the mountain. He took him to Space Mountain. And then I'm fucking what was the last one?
Bolo versus the guards and Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, Bolo and Guard. Yeah, because it's Enter the Dragon. Fucking great scene.
Is there an Asian Heritage Month? Because we should watch Enter the Dragon for that.
August. There is.
Yes, there is.
I mean,
The Rock is the spokesperson for it.
I'm about to say you kind of got pun intended married to that whole situation, so you probably might want to.
Yeah, I'm sure Kenda really loves Easter.
And then especially when you got to take your kid to boxing class, you're gonna have to want to know this shit.
Oh, I'm okay with that because she's already talked about how he needs to get into martial arts, and I'm like, I'm 100% on board with that because I fucking did karate for a while and I fucking loved it.
Just start with MMA. Just start with the well-rounded one from the jump, or wrestling. But again,
okay, baby OJ, here's what you're going to learn to do today. You're going to learn how to break that kid's fucking nose.
Right. Do all the boxing that Manny Pacquiao did, there, baby OJ. But don't do the other stuff. You're
not going to want me to go to any of his bouts because I'm going to scream, "Put him in a body bag and sweep the leg and all this shit." And get him.
You say that like I would be opposed to you yelling for my child to kill this other.
He's like, that's just his black uncle. They got a whole black story. You know what I'm saying? So
listen, Kendo, when your kid gets an MMA, the only thing I require is like front row seats. That's all I want. I
would like to think that if my kid gets into MMA, that he will get me front row seats back here. This is for you and Uncle Nick and Uncle Jeff and Uncle Dion. Be like, we want to see the blood flow. Not yours, his.
Right. Move your head. Keep your hands up.
Be like,
we're gonna do the other motherfucker's ass.
We're gonna do something special with your. We're gonna do something special with your career. You're only fighting tomato cans, okay? It's called the Rouse.
We call this the Don King, son.
Yeah. if you don't want to win the championship, okay? You're gonna beat the shit out of all these guys that kind of suck. You're gonna be like 40-0. They're gonna keep asking you to go for the title, and you're just gonna turn it down. Okay? You're gonna make plenty of money doing this other stuff, and then we'll write a book about it.
And then once he gets enough money, we'll start making movies.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because then what we'll do is we'll just start rebooting the shit out of all these fucking martial arts movies from the 70s. We'll create a new Enter the Dragon. This will be called Enter the Year of the Dragon, and we'll put it out the Year of the Dragon. I don't know when the fuck that is. I don't follow that shit. It used to be on the Chinese menus, but it ain't anymore. So
I was born in the Year of the Dragon, Kendo, so I support this idea.
Yeah,
and when we finally get our reimagined black kung fu movie where the co-star is Eve Lawrence, that one will be called Enter the Negro.
Yeah, it'll just be our kids in kung fu movies that we direct and write.
Yes, nothing can go wrong with this plan.
Yeah,
let's remake. Hey Nick, let's remake Sidekicks starring Jonathan Brandis and Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Be like, you guys will always play the good guys, but you're also going to play the bad guys too, and you'll know that you're the bad guys because you'll have mustaches.
Plus, donuts don't wear alligator shoes.
Yeah. Well, the technology will be there that where you can actually fuck yourself.
Hold on, the technology wasn't there for you to finish that sentence. Your bandwidth dropped. Say that again.
The technology will be there that they can actually fight their evil self. So, like, every ending battle, like,
it sounded different.
Yeah, like every ending sequence will be like all of our kids fighting their bad guy.
No, when it cut out, when it cut out, it was hilarious because it sounds like you said like the technology's gonna be there for you to fuck yourself. And I was like,
motherfucking Jeff goes, motherfucking the technology wasn't there for you to finish that sentence, motherfucker.
that was goddamn glorious.
Hey, the internet cuts out at the wrong time sometimes, but the important thing is we have a golden idea here. And that's why all of our kids should take martial arts, and we will just pump out martial arts movies after martial arts movies of our kid just beating the shit out of people.
Listen, my kid needs to take martial arts movie because he needs to get punched in the face because he is getting too goddamn wild in these goddamn streets. And he
I saw that Christmas video, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Listen. That's how I know that he comes up in a good environment. Cause motherfucking Nick messaged me like, "Hey man, everything's cool." Like he was like, he about to go off with these motherfucking kids because they was acting wild over the holidays. My
Yeah,
kid needs his ass whooped.
You are his father, and you are technically allowed to whoop his ass if you need to.
I know,
Within
but that's my
reason.
goddamn problem. I'm too soft, man. I'm a big old softy. I can't fucking. I'll threaten.
In that video, I heard a little bit of Dion go like black out. He's like, "Hey!" Like I heard that for a second. I was like, "Oh shit, it's about to go down."
It almost happened, man. Damn. Like I thought. Listen. He bamboozled me. He thought that he was making a breakthrough, an emotional breakthrough. He was like repeating shit that I had been saying to him. I was like, cool. And then he threw a damn fit. Oh, that video. Listen. D2 almost got it. Listen, that's why they all need to do martial arts movies, because my kid needs to get jabbed in the face. He needs to be humble, damn it.
Dion pulls the fucking stunt guy to the side. He's like, hey. All right, my kid over there, I want you to shoot on. Fucking punch him right in the face. He ain't gonna see it coming, but he needs it.
Listen, I the thought has crossed my mind. Hey, look, go over there and punch my kid in the face just real quick. Just give him a good stiff one. If he doesn't move his head, then he'll be fine. It's okay. It's a learning experience.
Oh my god.
Now folks, we will get back to everything with you guys in a moment. Let's get to something that was sad real quick, and then let's get into My Immortal. So we all heard about the passing of Jay Briscoe. For those who don't know, the wrestler known as Jay Briscoe, best known as the one half of the foul-mouthed Briscoe brothers tag team, was killed in a head-on highway crash in Delaware while taking his daughters to cheerleading practice, officials and his family said. The former wrestler, who was real named Jameen Pugh, was driving east on Laurel Road on Tuesday, and a person in another car crossed the center lane and came directly into the path. The Silverado was driven by a 27-year-old woman and killed the Jay Briscoe on the spot. And sadly, his daughters were severely injured as well. So it's always sad when anyone passes away. We always talk about that on the channel. But we always, keep wrestlers as a special place in our hearts. Any Briscoe Bros fans on the show? On the panel tonight?
Absolutely. I'm a big tag team guy. So much of the conversations that we've had as a show and so much of my love for pro wrestling comes from tag team wrestling, specifically down in the old territories, man. And one positive thing out of the WWE being so terrible the last few years is it kind of reignited my love for quote unquote indie wrestling and other organizations. I got really back into watching NWA. Obviously I was watching AEW, watching, ROH before they went out of business and came back into business, and all that good stuff. And while we were doing that, I sat down with my wife and watched the Crockett Cup, to see Jay and his brother win the tag team tournament, the Crockett Cup, the Crockett Cup, So, yeah, man. And he arguably he and his brother had the best year of their careers, So, it definitely sucked getting back into wrestling that isn't fucking WWE, reigniting my fandom of that, getting back into the Briscoe brothers, and then this happening is just fucking.
Yep.
It sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. It definitely sucks. And it's as much as we shit on WWE, I think wrestling fans the past few years have forgotten how much we actually enjoy pro wrestling and what makes the fandom so different from other sports. And everyone that I know as a wrestling fan is like, damn, man, damn, and it sucks. So that one was a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, especially when they came out and told you what happened. Like some lady swerved into his lane and hit him head on. So negligence on her part, and his daughters were in the car and they got injured and everything. That makes it even fucking worse because it was unnecessary. It didn't need to happen. And then now you got kids involved. So it's like, it sucks that you lose the wrestler, but at the same time, it's like extremely unfortunate and tragic.
Yeah. Full transparency, I've never seen a Briscoe brothers match. I've only known them as those guys because they're very unique looking, but it's sad nonetheless. And like you said, man, as soon as you bring in kids, especially the severity, I'd read online that the one girl needed spinal surgery after something like serious. So,
and she might lose her legs and everything from it. It's just, You know, it's like, why was that woman in such a fucking hurry?
Yeah, because she wasn't drunk or anything like that. There's no alcohol involved, and people were wearing seatbelts and stuff as well. So it's just terrible. Now, guys, let's stop talking about something so sad and let's move on to something that we were going to talk about last week. Now, folks, join us each and every week. We will be covering a little more of the My Immortal saga.
Oh, I feel like that's kind of sad too, actually.
What, My Immortal?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. So, guys, we a long time ago read My Immortal here on the channel as a joke, and we thought, enough people have asked about it constantly. We'd read a chapter here and there to close out our show. So, how should we do this tonight? Should we read the first 2 chapters, since the first chapter is literally just the introduction?
Yeah, I think we can get through. Let's do 3 chapters. Let's give them 3, because they're not real long, and if you want to, one of us can pick up the author's notes.
All right, so how do you want to break this down? So, Kendo, do you want to do the author's notes?
Sure.
I'll do Inobi or Ebony's voice, I guess. And Nick, I guess you're Draco Malfoy.
I'm Draco?
Nick.
Can I get a link to some of this stuff?
Yeah, I'm posting it right now.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you guys had this committed to memory. I know I do.
I had the link pulled up so I could follow along. I didn't know I was going to get drafted into the service, but here we are.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We're all
Nick.
doing this together.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat, and now you can be Draco Malfoy and his giant fucking Stallone-like penis.
Yeah. He's hung like a Stallone.
Yeah, she fucking rides the thing like a Hydra.
Now, I guess, who's Dion gonna read? It only looks like it's Draco and Ebony and the author's notes right now.
I'm totally okay with just being the active audience, emotional response, because you guys can take this one.
All right, well,
Dion's like, I physically and mentally cannot do this tonight.
It's too. I get it's late. It's late for me too. When there's a 4th character, Dion, you'll be the 4th character.
I'm okay with that.
All right, so Dion will be playing the 4th character, folks, in the coming weeks. If you would like to play one of these characters, well, you can read My Immortal at home. You can go to myimmortalrehost.webs.com.
That's what we should do. We should create the My Immortal home game.
All right, we're starting it tonight, I guess. I don't know how we'll start the My Immortal home game besides reading the story. You guys ready?
Yeah, alrighty,
all right. So, author's note, we start with
Chapter 1, Special Fangs. Get it? Because I'm gothic. To my GFU, not in that way, Raven. Bloody Tears 666 for helping me with the story and spelling. You rock. Justin, you're the love of my depressing life. You rock too. MCR rocks. Lots of X's.
Oh, here we go. My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I get my name. With purple streaks and red lips that reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee.
If you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here.
I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch. I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell. I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it and black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and a black combat boots set. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, and there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. Draco?
Hey, Ebony. Shouted a voice. I looked up.
It's Draco Malfoy.
It's Draco Malfoy.
What's up, Draco? I asked.
Nothing, he said shyly.
But then I heard my friends call me, and I had to go away.
Is it good? Please tell me. Fangs, Chapter 2. Fangs to Bloody Tears, 666, for helping me with the chapter. BT Dub, prep stop flaming, or flaming, she spelled it right. Flaming my story, okay? Lots of X's, three sixes, and a bunch of X's.
The next day I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside it was hot pink velvet and black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took out my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress and a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets. I put on 4 pairs of earrings and my pierced ears, and I put my hair in a kind of messy bun.
Don't start whispering it.
My friend Willow.
Willow.
Oh.
Author's note.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Raven, this is you.
Woke up and then grinned at me. She flipped her long,
waist-length raven hair, back with pink streaks, and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini, fishnets, and pointy high-heeled boots. We put on her makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner.
Oh, so here's where Dion could come in, because he could be Raven.
Yeah, that'll be the voice of Raven. You're so Raven, bro. Come on.
OMFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly.
Yes, so, I said, blushing.
Do you like Draco? She asked as she went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall.
No, I fucking don't, I shouted.
Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then Draco walked up to me.
Draco says hi.
Hi, he said.
Hi, I repeated flirtily.
Guess what? He said.
What?
Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade. He told me.
Oh my fucking God. I screamed. I love Good Charlotte. They're my favorite band, besides MCR.
Well, do you want to go with me? He asked.
Chapter 3. Stop flamming the story preps, okay? Odor-wise, Fangs to Gothic Pitbull for the good reviews. Fangs again, Raven. Oh yeah, BT Dub. I don't own this or the lyrics for Good Charlotte.
I can't spell the goddamn band's name.
The typos are what make this story golden.
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. And then I put on a black leather mini dress with all the corset stuff on the back and front. I put on a matching fishnet on my arm. I straightened my hair back and made it look all spiky. I feel a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding. I listened to some Good Charlotte, painted my nails black, and put on a ton of black eyeliner. And then I put on some black lipstick. I did put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. I went outside, and Draco was waiting there for me in front of his flying car. He was wearing a Simple Plan t-shirt, and they would be playing at the show, too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner.
A lot faux cool boys wear it, okay?
Hi, Draco, I said in a depressed voice.
Hi, Ebony, he said back. We walked into his flying black Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666 and flew to the place with the concert. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. When we got there, we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte.
You come in cold, you're covered in blood. They're all so happy you've arrived. The doctor cuts your cord, hands you to your mom. She sets you free into this life, sang Joel.
That's the most depressing thing I've ever heard about childbirth, but okay.
Joel, so this is my line now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's still a bonies.
Okay.
Joel is so fucking hot, I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad.
What's wrong? I asked as we moshed the music, then I caught on.
Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you, I said.
Really? Asked Draco sensitively as he put his arms around me, all protective.
Really? I said.
Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's hanging out and going out with Hillary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch, I said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face.
Jesus Christ.
The night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got Good Charlotte concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't go into Hogwarts. Instead, he drove the car into the Forbidden Forest.
Folks, that concludes tonight's My Immortal reading.
Oh my god.
It's good to have an old friend back.
Come back next week to hear some more of the story if you're really into it.
Yeah, we'll close out our shows in a fun manner. The thing I took away from it is when they're talking shit about Hillary Duff, I'm like, have you seen her lately? She turned out all right.
Dates the shit out of the story, doesn't it?
It really does. It really fucking
Yeah,
does.
that's what dates it.
Not the bands.
Yeah, not the fucking bands. Getting
Fucking Good
t-shirts and
Charlotte.
merchandise. Jesus.
Yeah,
My-
Christ.
this entire story is like smack dab in the middle of the aughts. Like, you take a period of time between 2004 and 2008, and you've got this. This is it.
The person writing it sounds like a goddamn fourth grader too. Like it's so.
Wait,
so
hang on, just wait, because the typos are gonna get even worse. She couldn't, and the next author's note, she didn't even spell her fucking name correctly.
Oh, Jesus.
So, folks, if you want to hear all that hilarity, make sure you join us back for that next week, only on Gold Class Bullshitters. Now, guys, let's check back in with the audience, and then let's put this baby to bed. Nick, have you picked a number? Who hasn't picked a number tonight?
Nick and Dion.
Yeah,
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick, pick one.
43.
Glass? Who gives a shit about Glass? Who the fuck is this?
This is Deputy Chief of Police Dwayne T. Robinson, and I am in charge of this situation.
Oh, you're in charge. Well, I got some bad news for you, Dwayne. I'm not the one who just got butt-fucked on national TV, Dwayne.
I tell you, that Dion, he don't get no respect.
That's okay, Dion. You get this one.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
By the way, the Shooter McGavin Twitter is a great follow.
It is hilarious.
Is it? Oh shit, dude. Wait, is it okay? Wait. Okay.
It's just at Shooter McGavin. I guarantee.
That's awesome. That's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
it definitely is not that actor doing it. I guarantee.
Okay, because I was wondering for a second. I was like, somebody just took up the fucking mantle.
Yeah,
as long as you're doing a good job, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that and at Sensei Lawrence is also equally fucking
god
great.
damn it.
That was
Yes,
hilarious.
Sensei Lawrence is awesome. He was just going off about fucking a parsec all day today.
We get tagged in a lot of shit with him.
It's clearly run by a nerd, which makes it much better for me too. I'm like, this motherfucker clearly he talks about that shit too.
Folks, while you're on Twitter, make sure you follow the blue checkmark approved World Class Bullshitters. We're on that platform, so yay. Now, let's read what our audience has to say to us. Thank you, guys. Jack White, did we read Jack White's? Yes, we did. TLJ Screwjob, we read that one. Modalicia says, that really sucks about Stephen Baldwin's brother. He's been downgraded, guys. He's no longer Alec Baldwin. He is Stephen Baldwin's brother.
Shit.
Well, I mean, he might be on top if Biodome 2 ever takes off.
Listen, I hope he sure as shit don't use his brother as part of his defense, because Stephen Baldwin done lost his goddamn mind too.
Yep.
What's he up to? Is he on some TV show like a Wahlberg, like a blues?
No, he just he does a bunch of the super ultra religious stuff.
Ah, he's that low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
He's like Kirk Cameron levels. Okay.
Yeah.
Earlier today, Sensei Lawrence tweeted out I just found out LaRusso was tried for murder once.
We should.
Great fucking movie.
I gotta catch up on Cobra Kai.
It's
Is
good.
it still good?
The fifth season was a whole lot better than the fourth.
Yeah, I have to say that it was.
You're gonna get a total new fucking appreciation for the guy whose name now fucking escapes me. His rival, the Okinawan guy.
Not Terry Silver.
Not Terry Silver, the other guy. The Japanese dude that comes over that he fought in Karate
Okada.
Kid. What? Okada.
Is it the Tokyo Dome for 12 stars?
Sure. Fuck, what? Chosen.
Tony Inoki. Tony Inoki. That was
Chosen. You're going to get a tremendous new respect for Chosen. You're going to love him in this season.
The only Karate Kid movie I have memorized is the first one. I don't remember the second one well.
The second one is underrated.
It is. It's not terrible. It's pretty good. The third one
is right.
Yeah.
Terrible. It is just funny too in the second one how like they try to make it out like he was about to fucking kill that other kid. Like every time he gets to the end where he's about to do it's like, you ain't gonna kill this motherfucker.
No, he ain't gonna kill Chosen. He's gonna honk his nose. We all know it.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, Chosen is fantastic in season 5. You're gonna learn.
No, he is. You're
gonna really love him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, guys, this is interesting. Our friend Jack White says, Kendo and Dion, I have some series recommendation for your kids. Zoids, Digimon, Yu Yu Hakusho, Gundam, and One Piece.
The fact that my kid is half Asian and you would recommend that to him is racist.
And also, I'm writing it down.
Oh, dude. That's funny though. Thank you, Jack White. Dion, I know both D2 and Dev will love those recommendations because they're already anime kids.
Yep, absolutely.
TLJ Screwjob says, fuck, marry, kill. Career-making matches. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, Survivor Series 96. Brock Lesnar versus The Rock, SummerSlam 02. Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian, No Mercy, 1999. All right, 3 ECPIT matches. Fuck, marry, kill edition.
The only reason I'm doing this is because of when you say career defining, I always think of more towards the beginning or non like main event matches. And the only reason I'm going to kill Brock the Rock is because that was for the WWE Championship. And that being said, I am marrying Edge and Christian and Hardy's, and then what was the first one?
Bret and Stone Cold.
And then I'm fucking Bret and Stone Cold because that just you can't. It's the most pro wrestling thing specifically of Stone Cold in the sharpshooter with a fucking crimson mask on, screaming like that. Just you can't, if you don't get jacked when you see that part, check your motherfucking pulse because you might be dead.
So I'm killing Lesnar and Rock for the simple fact that Lesnar, the way he looked, his career was going to be made and he was going to be fine no matter who he went up against, whether it's going up against The Rock or whoever they put him in the ring with at, the big show, he was going to be fine. I'm going to fuck Edge and Christian versus the Hardys because that put the tag team thing in the Attitude Era there on the map and then was going to try to ramp that thing up, and that, it eventually ended up peaking with the TLC matches. But I'm marrying Bret and Austin because if it wasn't for that match and it wasn't for Stone Cold and the double turn there, we don't get the Attitude Era that we know, because Stone Cold was a heel. It was that match that made him the reluctant hero, if you will, the baby face that wasn't really a baby face because he did some shady shit in the ring and cheated to win if he had to, but the fans were behind him. And that also set Brett down the road of being the heel Brett, the anti-American Brett, the feuding with Shawn Michaels Brett, the screw job Brett that gave us Mr. McMahon to feud with Stone Cold. So if that doesn't happen, their careers, Brett's career is fine. Stone Cold's career never takes off the way it does. We don't get the Attitude Era. We don't get those other two matches.
Excellent answer. I'm going to marry the the ladder match from No Mercy 99. I'll fuck the Stone Cold Bret Hart match, and I'll kill Lesnar Rock at SummerSlam. Not really it's just a fine match, but the other two are much more notable.
Yeah, I feel like that match is known more for the build than the actual match itself.
Yep, and the results.
Yeah.
Up next, we have our friend Xavier to God, who says, I'm watching that 90s show, and it's just okay for me. Yeah, I'm hearing mixed reviews. Like I said, the only critique I had really heard was oh man, there's not enough representation from the new cast. And I thought, well, I don't want the new cast. I really want to just watch a continuation of the old characters. So we'll see how it turns out. TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. Says, games you guys not played due to subjective reasons. For me, it's Breath of the Wild, with voice acting Zelda's VA being way too ethereal sounding, plus Final Fantasy VII-R not being turn-based. Like, something that people could say, why can't you just deal with it, but one thing that turns you off from the game. All right, TLJ Screwjob, thank you. All right, guys, so what's the deal breaker in a video game for you? Like a specific...
Fucking microtransactions, man. I damn sure never paid or bought Battlefront 2. I definitely don't remember ever playing it. I don't think I ever fucking played that game. That was the game, people were kind of like, hey man, well, they went back and they changed the microtransaction system a little bit, blah, blah, blah. The fact that game tried to fuck people over to get Vader in the first place pissed me off. And the fact that they changed is just them admitting that they were fucking wrong. So definitely Battlefront, Star Wars, the second Battlefront 2.
The third iteration of a game going to shit, for instance, Dead Space 3 and then like Bioshock 3. Like Dead Space 1 and 2 were pretty consistent, and then they fucked up the whole way you like upgrade your guns in part 3 and build them. Like it didn't make any fucking sense. That broke me, and I was just like, fuck this game. All of a sudden for Bioshock to be like, oh, we're in the clouds now. We're in a cloud city. No longer in the ocean. Underneath all this stuff. We've built with this old guy who's dead now, built a fucking city in the clouds. And you're gonna zip around on zip lines. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. The first one was great. The second one was okay. And the third one was just kind of like, I don't know. It didn't have the same oomph as the first one.
Yeah,
and the second one.
Yeah.
See, I liked Infinite. I love Bioshock. I liked Infinite. I liked the change. I think it just was. I think Infinite was sadly at the very end of the PS3, going in the PS4. That's what fucking, because I guess the game made money. It cost too fucking much to make.
Now, TLJ Screwjob, to answer your question, a deal breaker for me is turn-based gameplay mechanics. I don't like turn-based anything. Final Fantasy, all those games that people go on about loving, I don't do JRPGs. That's a genre I just don't want to touch. I don't like... I like a video game where I have to be... If I'm in the middle of battle, I need to be on the go and I need to be aware. Like, I like Zelda's gameplay mechanics. If I'm fighting a guy, I want to be ready. I want to be alert. I don't want to wait my turn or wait for somebody to charge up or something like that. It's a turn off.
Yeah, that's why I've never played any of the Final Fantasies ever. I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to. If you like it, good. I don't care for it.
Yeah, dude, that's what got me out of it. Turn-based games I can handle, obviously, because I love Pokemon games. But the thing that broke me was with Final Fantasy VII. I was told how great this fucking game was. I borrowed it from my friend Brandon. Went home, sat down. It was like 11:30. Was like, I'll start playing this until I get tired. An hour later, I'm tired. I just want to save the game and stop, but I'm not a save point. So I can't save. That means the last hour of the game I just played was for fucking no reason. I have to keep playing for who knows how long to be able to save all the progress I just made. Turned it off, never turned it on again, and I was done at that point.
They're not for me. They're definitely not for me. The stories just don't move me either. They're a little soft. Like, I don't know. The subject matter just doesn't grip me. It's Final Fantasy's always been the lighter version of what Zelda is, whereas like Zelda can get dark at times. It can get mean. It can get nasty. Final Fantasy has always looked like a bunch of cutscenes or, people playing hockey in the water, or they're driving around in their car in the countryside. It's like the shit that is used to promote Final Fantasy is just such a non-starter for me. So, yeah. There we go. Oops, didn't mean to drop that. Jack White, thank you very much. He says, I like the original Last of Us, but I agree Part 2 sucks thanks to whoever leaked the story of that game.
I'm with Jeff on this. I tried playing a little bit of The Last of Us Part 1 whenever it was like really, really big and everyone was like, masturbating to it all the time. And I played a little bit of it and I was like, this is okay. This is not that fun. Don't really care about the story too much. And yeah, that was no big deal. Didn't care for it.
TLJ Screwjob says, I want someone to ask, so what's it like having a show so bad that people you pandered to think it's from a different group to troll them, aka a psyop?
I wouldn't know because our show isn't like that.
Yeah, we're not Mindy Kaling, but I would like to know that answer as well.
I agree.
Listen, I would like to thank Mindy Kaling for bringing this country together on one subject, and that is that the show that you produce, you voice, and you put your time and effort into blows donkey balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, honestly, though, when I saw that made my day. That was like the greatest excuse ever for why a fucking TV show now or movie now is bad. They made it intentionally bad because it's a psyop from one side to the other to try to get back at them. It's like, really? That you go ahead and put the tinfoil on and turn the microwave off, okay?
When I saw that headline for the article, I couldn't stop laughing, and I had to actually read it twice to make sure it was legit. Because I just couldn't fucking believe. I thought it was a Babylon Bee thing or whatever. And I was
as soon as it popped up, I clicked on. I'm like, "There's no fucking way." Yeah, that okay. That's what it says. I have to send this to the guys. They have to see this shit.
Dude, it was. Oh my god.
TLJ Screwjob again says, racist WCBS intro. Vanilla Latte Jeff Hicks and his N-word Dion Green. 7-Eleven under Nick Utam and the last reason for all bad things, Kendo Slice.
I mean, I don't know if that's racist, but it's accurate.
It is accurate, yeah.
I am a
By the way, we don't say N-word Dion. We say one pump mocha. That's his name.
Yeah. Or his Nubian.
Yeah.
His Nubian Highness.
Yes. And how do you know Nick owns a 7-Eleven? Maybe he owns a motel. You never know.
Kendo, I don't think there's a difference between those people at all. There really is.
No, there's lots of fingers and lots of different pies, and they all involve convenience.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
TLJ Screwjob asks, Mr. Cleo, when will Dion buy D2 a fourth Switch?
Shit, call me now. That shit ain't gonna be anytime soon.
There's your answer, friends.
The kid's got to learn that you don't take a fucking electronic device into a bathtub.
That was when he hashtag fucked up.
Yeah. Xavier to God sends in 3. Thank you. He says, did you guys see what happened to Hawkeye's Jeremy Renner?
He got hit by a snowplow, didn't he?
Yeah.
His own snowplow.
He was trying to help out a family member and then got hit. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Hopefully, he ends up being all right. Apparently, he just started going home, I believe. Then he was posting some funny shit on his Instagram. He did one where it was, "Hey man, having a spa day," and it was the nurses helping him out. So I mean, he's still got a sense of humor. So hopefully things are looking pretty good. But goddamn, we almost lost motherfucking Hawkeye. Ain't that something?
The mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, I want to watch that show.
That new season just fucking started too. It's like, damn.
My dad says it's a good show.
Just like he said, Tulsa King's a good show too.
I want to see that one myself. Xavier to God also says push, bury, and fire. Kane, The Big Show, and Mark Henry.
Firing the Big Show.
Yeah, you fire the Big Show.
Pushing Mark Henry and Barry. Oh fuck. No, pushing Kane.
Yeah, I know that one's tough because Kane and Mark Henry are both good choices here.
I know. Fuck. Yeah, still fire Big Show. Push Kane, bury Mark Henry. Just the one of the other top characters of all time with the mask. You just can't turn that shit down.
Nope. Plus, you get the storylines with the Undertaker and everything. Mark Henry is great, especially Halls of Pain. Mark Henry, but
yes,
he's limited in what you can do. So yeah, push Kane, bury Mark Henry, and fire the Big Show.
Yeah, I'll do the same. We have another one. Push, bury, fire. Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and Bray Wyatt.
Fuck. I am gonna be biased. I'm pushing Dolph Ziggler, burying Bray Wyatt, and firing. What was the other one? Seth
Dean
Rollins?
Ambrose.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna fire Dean Ambrose because he's always got AEW.
Yeah, if we're talking about just Dean Ambrose, or if we're talking about like the wrestler in general, like the Moxley and everything like that, I'm still pushing Dolph Ziggler because he's the most talented of the three. I'm burying Bray Wyatt because he can still talk and whatever, and I'm firing Dean Ambrose / John Moxley because every match of his is the exact same thing. It's that fucking hardcore bullshit where the match starts, they immediately go outside the ring, thumbtacks, bullshit, fucking blood, fuck it, I don't need it.
Yeah. I'll go with the same assessment. I don't like that damn back bump he does where he bounces off the ropes. I think it's always sucked. But I don't dislike him. He's my least favorite of these three.
I dislike his style of wrestling.
Yeah, I'm over it. Yakase asks, can I get one of these? Of course. And then here's a great question. Matches from TLJ Screwjob. Matches you wish we got but didn't because of Austin's broken neck. I'm going to go the one that we're supposed to get. Rock, Triple H, Austin, Survivor Series 1999. They've never had a match against each other like that, a triple threat. Yeah. So that's my match.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that one. The Intercontinental title program he could have had with Owen would have been really good because those guys were both really great in the ring. Trying to think what else because we got most of them. But yeah, the triple threat wasn't there. We didn't get Austin Benoit, did we?
No.
Yes, we did. They not like a pay-per-view, but they fought at. I mean, there's a triple threat: Austin, Benoit, Jericho at King of the Ring 2001, and then Benoit was a part of like title matches and shit before he got injured in 2001. So they did like kind of face off in a roundabout way.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they had done a couple. There were a couple, like main event tag matches and shit, especially when it was, when he was doing his thing with The Rock, and then who was he jumping around that time? But yeah, I know that they never had a one-on-one.
Orton in his Legend Killer phase would have been good against Austin.
Oh God, that's a fantasy booking one for sure. And I remember saying it before he went face. Around the whole Christian time thing. It's just like, listen, when he was gonna go face, that shit was just the writing was on the wall. But I think if I'm doing the one that we never got, I'm gonna go the famous one that he walked out for, Brock Austin. I think that definitely would have been a great King of the Ring match. Don't get me wrong, I get why he walked out, but I would have loved to see Brock and Austin go one-on-one.
Yeah, we also never got Stone Cold versus the Warrior either. But does anybody really want that?
Right. That's just Austin wrestling circles around him. Nobody want to see that.
Enrique Vasquez sends in another one. Thank you, Enrique. He says, who would you pick as your neighbor? Ned Flanders, Con Supernussenphone, or Glenn Quagmire?
Oh, Ned Flanders every day of the week.
Ned,
He's a really super nice guy, and you don't have to worry about him fucking with you. And you could, not be a jerk-ass homer and treat him like shit and actually have a fairly good, positive, neighborly relationship with the Flanders family. Just, don't let him spend too much time over there for Bible talk, but whatever.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. At least if you got one Ned on one side of your house, you're fine on that side. You got to worry about the other side, though.
Yeah, Con Supernussenphone wasn't a terrible neighbor. He just didn't work out too well with the fact that he moved to fucking East Texas or wherever it was that they were living at the time. It's like, he had to know what he was moving into. He was moving into fucking white bread central. So maybe just cool it with the whole, whatever. Although,
yeah, if you have a name like that, you shouldn't move anywhere below the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. Although the dude, when he first shows up and it's like, are you Chinese or Japanese? I'm from Laotian. Oh, I know you came from over the ocean, but are you Chinese or Japanese? And then fucking Cotton comes walking up and looks straight at him in the eyes. He's like, he's Laotian. I can love that.
Yeah, I definitely do not want Glenn Quagmire around at all because he just seems like he's a
freeloading pervert.
Yeah, he's one peep show away of coming to your door saying, "Hey, I live here and I'm an offender."
Yeah, no, Ned Flanders is easily the best neighbor of this bunch.
I agree. I was going to try to say something funny like, well, Quagmire will take you on a crazy sex binge, but it's like, yeah, he might try to fuck you as well. So
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
and or your children.
Yep.
I'm going to stick with Ned Flanders as well. He's a diddly okay or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, like his religion might get a little like he might get a little uppity about that, but other than that, he's gonna be a cool dude. He's gonna be fine. Yeah. So
there's also apparently this metal band called Oakley Dokley, where these dudes dress like Ned Flanders, and they sing like death metal songs and the lyrics are just like Flanders quotes. My buddy tried to get me to go to it one time. I wanted to go, but I was busy as shit with work, so I'm like, sorry, Brandon, I can't go to that, but I'll catch you on the next one. And there wasn't a next one, but whatever. We should check them out.
Yeah, we should.
We should. We'll be the official podcast of Oakley Dokley, the Ned Flanders tribute band. Now, guys, we have reached the end of the show. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we put this baby to bed?
I will be at Days of the Dead convention in Atlanta, Georgia next weekend.
So, folks, if you're going to be in the area, go get your stuff autographed from Nick. He's a fun guy.
Yeah, and I will be at work tomorrow. If you're in the area, don't come to my work. They won't let you in.
Now, tomorrow, folks, you can catch me in the afternoon. I'll tweet it out. But I'm going to do another live stream. I'm going to be fulfilling more, signing more books, taking care of business to get this entire shipment out and taken care of Tits and Art. So if you want to get in on that, go to titsandart.com right now and get yourselves a copy. You can watch me sign them, hang out with me, ask questions. The audience was asking me about restaurants and food. It was a good time. So it was a nice chill stream. People seem to like chill streams. So you'll be getting more of those in the future.
Yeah, actually, I've been thinking about that. I'm gonna get my camera set up for the DeLorean build, the Lego DeLorean build. So I'm gonna try to get my tripod from home and get the cameras situated and set up, and see how they work out with what I got, and figure out if I can do it. So,
now, folks, it's an exciting time to be involved in the community. So get involved. Check out our Patreon, check out our other content, check out everything we do. And if you can make it, come to the Hangout, the meetup, late March, early April this year, 2023. So, folks, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go take care of business. I'm sure tomorrow we'll be, Dion will be at work too. Don't go visit him.
No.
He won't leave as well.
Don't come visit us at work. We won't be too thrilled.
I mean, unannounced visitors is kind of the whole part of my whole job, but you don't want to see that part of it. So,
no,
come at your own peril.
No.
Yeah, just wait till it's like tomorrow night. I'll also be in Albuquerque. If I happen to run into you at the Whataburger, and you're like, Kendo, can I get a picture? I'll probably say no, but still,
you can shoot your shot. You can totally shoot your shot.
Yeah, shoot your shot.
Has anyone recognized you guys in public?
No.
Yes, the dude at my local Mertz Meats, dude's like, wait, are you Dion from World Class?
Oh yeah, I was
like,
with you. That was fun.
Yeah, that was was it 2 years ago or whatever when we were getting shit for New Year's.
Yeah, I don't know how many listeners we have in this part of New Mexico, so no. The only person that would recognize me is if I ever ended up anywhere where like Augs for President was at. He's like, hey, it's Kendo. I'd be like, yeah, I know, we're friends on Facebook.
It's happened to me. It happens to be my favorite one though. I met this artist that I really liked, and then some listener comes up to me at the Star Wars convention, and I was like, cool. I had mentioned being a YouTuber, but how people think like, oh, everyone's got a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah. And then, so a fan came up there, and that was my favorite one. Yeah, but Dion, would you be surprised a lot of times when I'm at a place and somebody recognizes me, they ask where Dion's at?
No, I'm not surprised because listen, baby, I'm the best looking part of the show. I'm the candy. So of course I'm not surprised.
Well, folks, if you're a diabetic, you can still enjoy World Class bullshit.
Yeah, dark chocolate's really not that bad for you.
Yeah,
in moderation. Go out doing what you love, America. Go out doing what you love.
Calm down, one pump, Mocha. Calm down.
Easy. Although Jeff, we should play the horse video. There's a listener really wanting that.
No, see, this is how Yoko fucked up the band.
Yo, I just seriously defended you for like the last 5 minutes. I get one shot.
Well,
I know. I thought we had ascended, and here you are taking shots at me. Come on.
I'm pandering to the audience. That's what they want.
Listen, Dan. He's pulling Alec Baldwin. Okay, he doesn't miss.
Yeah, I just need one shot, and I can take out 2.
God damn it! I got fucked by the armorer too. Send her ass to jail. My favorite white guy shot me. What the fuck?
There you go, Jeff. There's the tagline for you. The only guy whiter than Alec Baldwin, Kendo Slice.
There you go. That's your new name on the show.
Probably.
Now, we're going to press this before we get out of here.
Did you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
No.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that video up.
That's pretty good.
Well, folks, thank you. This comes from Monster01, who says, before the stream ends, a carry rhino. Awesome stream as always, guys. Hail, everybody. Thank you very much, Monster01. Thank you for back in Tits and Arc. Glad you got your copy and glad you enjoy it. Xavier to God sends in another one that says, PBF, Pushberry Fire, The Shield, The New Day, and The Wyatt Family. I'm gonna...
Damn.
I'm killing the New Day because of the goddamn pancakes. They jumped the shark with the Bootios and the pancakes was the shark jumping moment for that group. I'm going to bury the Wyatt family because they had potential, but they booked them so badly. And then I'm going to push the Shield because all 3 of those guys could legitimately be badass in that group. Even fucking Deathmatch Ambrose could be good in that group.
Killing the New Day because the importance of the tag titles, one of the reasons they died was because the New Day were just, an AI generated thing. Pushing the Wyatt family because that's what should have happened. We could have our next Undertaker Kane, and just for now, burying the Shield because that shit worked. You can come back, but yeah, don't fucking run it into the fucking ground, WWE.
They did that for sure.
I'm going to get rid of the Wyatts because they fucked up the Wyatts to the point where they keep trying Bray Wyatt, and I don't care if he's Uncle Howdy, Captain Howdy, Uncle Doodah, whatever the fuck version he is. He sucks. Sorry. They ruined that character. The Fiend.
If that's the version that wins the Rumble, I'm going to be fucking furious.
Yeah. I'm out. I'm fucking out. So, folks, you can hang out with us. We are going to be doing a drunk watch party of the Royal Rumble in just a few days next Saturday, and I'll be live tomorrow. So until then, folks, thank you for watching. Be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.
We got one more super chat. John Q Ghost sends in a $5 super chat sticker. Thank you of a dancing pair. So we have to thank everybody for supporting the channel. And so,
Yeah,
John,
happy
we
New York
appreciate you. All right, so as Dion is crackling in the background, I guess we'll do a different outro this week. Last week we had a crazy one. This week we'll do one a little more sane.